The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is officially Combine Week here in Indianapolis. It is Monday, February 28th, 2022. This show starts now. Yeah. Can't thank you enough for joining us here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. I apologize for my voice. I didn't get much sleep last night. Was at the vet hospital emergency room with my dog Valerie last night until late in the night. She eventually got admitted for the evening. They were able to diagnose, they think, what was going on. She was sick. Obviously, my dog Valerie has beaten cancer 4 times, has surgery. She's the reason behind Further Brand. The first dog, by the way, that I've ever really, anybody that has a dog gets it. This is the first dog that has ever done this. Yesterday, she's a little bit older. She was sick. We took her to the hospital. We had to wait there for a few hours, obviously, because, midnight on a Sunday is not the most easy time to find a veterinary doctor or surgeon. They admitted her, they diagnosed it, they think what happened, got rid of her fever, running a bunch of tests today. Potential cancer situation happening right now with the test. We shall see, but I apologize for the way my voice sounds. This show is going to be quite an escape for me, actually. So I'm very thankful to be here, very excited to be here, and I can't thank you all enough for joining us. Massive show today. We got Peter Schrager joining us from the back of a car because he's going to the airport to fly to Indianapolis, joining us in about 5 minutes. There's a lot going on in the NFL right now. Lamar Murray's agent, Burkhart, just said, hey, listen, I'm fucking want all the money. Basically, in a letter that he posted publicly, sent to Schefter, sent to Rappaport, sent to everybody, basically saying he is incredibly impressed with what Kyler's been able to do in Arizona, turning around that team that just years ago stunk, and they've only added 3 more wins each season since Kyler has arrived. The team was an abysmal dump. Now that Kyler's there, they've made it to the playoffs in a very difficult NFC West, basically is what this letter said. And if they want to prove that they're committed to Kyler, they will secure him for a long-term conversation and lower his salary cap for next season so they can add other people. Now, he still has 2 years left on his first contract. This is a wild thing to do, but also pretty opportunistic, I guess. People are not happy that are in positions of business and negotiation about Kyler's agent, doing this. This could potentially affect some business negotiations in the future for old Eric Burkhart. But if you're Kyler and you think you can get all the money right now, fucking go and get it now. I hope you do. It's interesting, though, with the 2 years left and the public shaming almost into it. I don't know if that's the best way to go about doing business. But if you get the job done and you're as talented as Kyler Murray is, maybe that'll be something going forward. You add that along the fact that we still haven't heard the outcome of are the coaches getting their bonuses from making it to the playoffs or whatever conversation. Yeah. So there's a lot to unfold in Arizona, a situation that we thought was a rocket ship going straight to Lombardi Town up there on the moon. And then late, it unraveled. D-Hop got hurt. The whole team looked different. J.J. Watt was able to beat something again for the first time ever. He came back. Will that be enough with D-Hop back in the mix? Coaches may be pissed, allegedly sources. Kyler not happy. That's a fucked up situation. Can't wait to talk to Schrags about it. He'll be in the back of a car. Also, his guy McVay returning to coaching after allegedly turning down $20 million a year to call Thursday Night Football for Amazon. Hey, shout out to McVay. I appreciate you.
Yeah, for real.
Sean. Hey, I appreciate you a lot, Sean. I appreciate this information coming out, too. That's a great piece of information for everybody else, including the Los Angeles Rams. He turned down 20 M's to do 15 games, I think I'm not 100% sure. I think it's 15 games, $20 million he turned down to come back and coach and run it back. Obviously, leverage is being used right now with what Amazon was offering for Sean McVay and his agent to get a new contract with the Los Angeles Rams because last year he was paid shit. I think next year he was supposed to be paid shit. And And by shit, I mean he's living good. He's like 25 years old, and I understand that. But in comparison to other coaches and what he's getting paid and the outcome in which they have already reached, I mean, he's going to get broken off as a coach. That's a massive decision. Can't wait to hear why Schrags thinks he did that. In the second hour, Shams Charania will join AJ Hawk, myself, and the boys over here. And then in the third hour, we'll have Dana White. I mean, this is a wild time to be alive. We can't thank you enough for joining us. Dana White today, Vince McMahon on Thursday.
Okay.
What a week.
Wow. Pretty good business people in here.
Yeah.
Pretty good trailblazers. You know, pretty good run. Now, the internet assumes everything that's going on in my life, by the way. I was told on the internet that Aaron Rodgers is coming on this show tomorrow to tell us what his decision is for the future. I had no idea that was the case. No clue. No clue. I had no idea that was the case. Internet told me I'm fighting Vince McMahon. Rest of the way, had no idea that was the case. This is life now, though, I guess. Like, this is what it is. Yeah. This is what life is now. I guess I just have to get used to this. I used to, I am somebody who, I don't want to say came up through Twitter, but I literally did come up through Twitter. And now I am at a point on Twitter where it's like, oh, so this is what I used to read about everybody else on. Now there's just shit flying everywhere about me all the time. And it's a wild world. I'm going to let you know. It's crazy when you're learning about what you're supposed to be doing literally tomorrow. And I have no idea this is even happening. Oh, somebody must be speaking for... No, nobody's speaking for me. No. That can't be the case. So who knows what's going on? All I do know is Vince McMahon, bang! Going to be in the same seat right over here that Brock Lesnar was in a couple weeks ago. And Dana White's on today. It's a very cool moment. It's great to be back. I appreciate you all. Toxic Table, Couch Boys, how we doing? At Ty Schmidt. Life good? Life great? How was the weekend?
It was pretty good. It's always nice when the combine rolls around in Indy, because when it is here, there is kind of a palpable buzz. You can see, you got all these insiders who are posting pictures in airports that they're going to be here. It's just, it almost feels like the new NFL season is finally here now that the combine's here. You get your eyes on a couple guys that, maybe you're thinking your team will take. So I'm excited. It was a good weekend, but I'm very excited for combine week.
I'll say this, Ty. It also means shit's going to come, because all these people are going to be around each other. Yeah. They're going to be chit-chatting with each other. They're going to be around each other. They're going to be talking to each other. So there's going to be news that's going to happen. There's going to be deals that are made. And especially in the trade-heavy conversation world that we're currently living in, that's only going to get expedited around a couple booze and cocktails right down the street.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I mean, every representative in the NFL, basically. Well, this year there's a bunch of coaches not coming. Sean McVay said, I'm not going. We got no picks.
Why would I go?
What am I even doing?
Can't blame him.
I have no picks. That's basically the entire draft that's at that combine there. We're gonna sign some undrafted free agents. So I'll go, some D3 schools, D2 schools to see who doesn't get drafted. But I ain't going to the fucking Indianapolis. I just want a Super Bowl in Los Angeles.
Yeah, not a chance.
They just renegotiated a deal because Amazon asked me $20 million. He's not coming. Some other coaches aren't either. That has become something where some coaches have stopped coming to this. I wonder what that's because of. I wonder if it's because they think it's all a sham, because a lot of the practices that happen here are just complete bullshit. Yeah. Guys have to wake up at like 5 a.m., 3 a.m. to do different piss tests and then another test and then run, then do this, then do a bunch of drills that don't matter for football at all, but we're able to get finer details on you. For like the super scouts and the analytic people, I think there's a lot that can be found out. But for like the super football guy, I think they're only here strictly for the interactions that are happening in the meetings and the conversations with the players, which are also important, but nowadays you can just add extra pro days.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So, I mean, it's just kind of how Combine, we love it here in town because it is awesome.
Yes.
I mean, Indianapolis is a great hosting city. Anybody that's ever been to Indianapolis knows that. Ian Rappaport's on his way over here. This dude is on his way over here. Boston Connor's here. Tone Diggs is here. Shout out to you, Tone, for painting yesterday.
I was painting.
That's what I was doing, too. I was packing dumpsters.
That's what we do on Sundays now. We try to just fill time until August or September.
Yeah, welcome to Blue Collar Life, Foxy. Foxy's tweeting. Hey, Foxy's tweeting. What do you do on a Sunday? Get something done.
My house is already painted, and then everyone told me to watch NASCAR. I didn't watch it, but
NASCAR is doing well. I watched American Underdog. We will talk about that.
I did too.
We'll talk about that. Joining us now, we will definitely talk about that. I did not know what I was signing up for.
Yeah.
Joining us now is a man who I know what I'm signing up for. This is good conversation, good information, and a guy who is plugged in, an Emmy-nominated host of Good Morning Football. Ladies and gentlemen, Fox Insider, Peter Schrager.
Hey, Schrags!
And baby Schrags, you with Danny Boy Hustle Hard?
I'm right here, my friend. I'm in the car. I'm headed to the airport. I'll be in Indianapolis. Do you guys know the lay of the land? Do you want me to just give all the secrets about where to go if you want to see every NFL person this week? Because it's your town, but I know where the spots are. Should I give them out or not?
Yeah, go ahead. Let it eat, man. I'm sure all of Indianapolis like to be down there.
Prime 47 is a spot where everyone's going to be at in the corner. Back corner, a guy named Bob Lamont is the agent for a lot of these coaches. He hosts a dinner the first few nights, basically invites everyone. You know, Prime 47 downtown, back room, back area. That's where he's going to be. There's a new spot called Tony's, which I will be tonight having dinner with the head coach. That's apparently a new spot. Tony's in town. And then there's a couple Harry and Izzy's, St. Elmo's. The real under the radar one is one little off the
patron saint. The patron saint.
Yeah, that's right.
Kilroy's.
Kilroy's. Oh, yeah. Kilroy's not under the radar, dude, by the way. Kilroy's is like a top 10 grossing bar in America. Yeah. That's like that's an actual stat. Because we're a hosting city, you know, and you obviously know Schrags, and we were just talking about this, and all the fine establishments you just referenced. Shout out to Indianapolis restaurateurs and all the business people here. But the hospitality is real. It's very real. The Indy 500 comes here every year. There's like 400,000 people in this fucking city, and the city is able to contain it and control it. It's because the people, the way it's set up, and everything like that. Kilroy's, though, right on the corner where the convention center is, all the hotels are, and it has TVs everywhere. They make a lot of money, Shreds. Yeah.
Late night spot is Kilroy's. After hours, Kilroy's. And I'll tell you one of my favorite stories, Steak and Shake. Is it still there downtown? Yeah. Steak and Shake still rocking?
No, everybody's going to the Saint Shack now.
That's right.
Everybody's going to the Saint Shack now. It's hot. It's right across from Kilroy's. Yeah. Everybody's going. Brand new. You'll even get yourself a little frozen drinking
thing.
Okay. Oh, they got tequila over there.
What?
I haven't been out in a long time. This is just what the kids tell me. I'm just telling you, this is what the kids tell me. I can't wait to have you back in Indianapolis. We're excited you're coming. Let's talk about some people that aren't. Your guy, Sean McVay, said, we have no picks. Why in the hell would I go to Indianapolis, especially after the entire world just found out that I turned down $20 million a year to call 15 Thursday night football games. I just won a Super Bowl. My new contract's up. Why would I go to Indianapolis? Is that what McVay's thinking, or am I reading this wrong, and is this a trend for the future?
I think it's more that his NFL season ended on Valentine's Day, February 14th, and he got rated. 8 coaches were taken from him. So now he has to hire all these new coaches. They're behind the 8 ball. And really, this doesn't come from Sean, but there's multiple head coaches in that tweet that are not going to be there. I'm not at liberty to say which one. It's nothing top secret. I just don't think they would love me advertising, hey, this guy's not going to be there, in the fan base have a thing. You'll figure out which ones aren't there. But one of them told me off the record that, you know, it becomes a socializing event for a lot of the coaches, and then they get to the drills, and everyone's hungover, and we're watching it, and it's all the same stuff that we can watch. The scouts and the GMs, those guys have to be there. You need to look at these guys apples to apples. There's still great value. The medicals are incredibly important, and trust me, the entire Rams medical staff will be there. The interviews are important, but all of it's on tape, all of it's on film, and in Sean's case, I think he was going to come in for one day, and then he hit me up yesterday, and he's like, I'm not coming in. I've got to get working on actual game plans for next season and working with these new coaches. Yeah. Doing it in Indy is no different than us doing it here. Everything can be virtual now. So McVay, they do things differently in LA, and he's basically the first coach coming out and saying, like, I'm a head coach, I'm not going to the combine.
Yeah, and that's definitely what McVay's thinking. Yeah, I got to put together a game plan.
Week 1's right around the corner.
Oh, man, that's what he's saying. No, I mean, he's got a new coach's contract right around the corner, just won a Super Bowl. It is a very short offseason because of Super Bowl. He does have to put together his game plan.
Oh, yeah.
He lost a week.
Yeah, absolutely. Why would you waste another one looking at the future of the NFL?
Can't do that.
No, but I'm on your side here. And I didn't get invited to the combine, but everybody that I've talked to that's gone to the combine is like, it's a miserable situation. Then you talk about every coach that I've talked to at the combine has basically said, it's fucking worthless. Like, we don't see anything. But then the scouts, the GMs, you talk to them about the combine, they're like, oh, it's the greatest thing of all time. We get a chance to really analyze every single thing that we thought we saw on film and on tape. I think that is a trend of the future, Shrakes. And that's why I don't think McVay is going to be the first one. Now, McVay coming back, though, to coaching was interesting because everybody thought maybe we have the next Madden here. Short-lived career, very successful, all in. Everybody loves him. Seems good to be a media darling on Flying Coach with you. Him coming back to coach. I thought he was just saying, I'm coming back to run it back drunk, like drunk words. I thought, I'll regret this tomorrow. But He had 20 mil on the table from Amazon. He was flirting with potential retirement, and then he still came back. What do you think it was? Because they won, or was any of that real?
No, everything I say with Sean becomes taken as gospel, so I have to be careful with it because we do talk a lot, and the $20 million thing did not come from him, and I'm not sure if Amazon formally made any offers. I do know that once Troy Aikman took a deal, roughly $18 million a year from ESPN, domino started to fall, and Sean was obviously the target, and there was conversations to be had. At the end of the day, though, speaking with him, while he was talking about these possible ideas, like, isn't that crazy? I'm on the back page of the New York Post with a headline saying insanity about the money that I'm being offered for football. He was also talking with Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator at Kentucky, and telling him to uproot his life and come and be his offensive coordinator at the Rams. And he was recruiting 7 other coaches to leave good situations to come. So in the back of my mind, knowing Sean, I was like, is he really going to have Liam Cohen leave Kentucky and leave $1 million deal to come to the Rams for him not to be the coach? Is he really going to ask a lot of these men to leave good situations to be coaches? So I was curious. And at the end of the day, I think a lot of it had to do with Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and the fact that he created a market unintentionally for himself. So when you're an NFL head coach, you can't be a free agent. You're under contract, and it's usually you get the extension or whatever. Suddenly, Amazon and maybe Fox and whoever else was knocking on the door, suddenly there was a market for Sean. That's new. Coaches don't usually have markets where there's multiple suitors where you can go back and say, hey, there's money in hand. You have to match me. So I don't think it was very dramatic with the Rams. I think on Friday when Schefter put that tweet out, I think this was a couple weeks in the works. And when Amazon came in, it kind of accelerated things. He's going to be paid very handsomely from the LA Rams, but he's not going anywhere. He's going to be their coach. And I think he enjoyed the thought of being courted, and I think he liked the thought of someday being a head coach, but he wasn't leaving Stafford, Kupp, and Donald, not yet.
How about him getting $12 million a year to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams?
Wow, that's a lot.
That seems, hey, Pat, that seems awfully modest if you're asking me.
Hey, how about Sean McVay making $20 million a year for the I'm joking. Congrats to Sean, though, by the way.
If he needs a second home, he can buy one now.
Congrats to Sean. He deserves it, by the way. The guy deserves it. He's had success. He also has a franchise, a program that'll go all in around him. So I'm happy he's taking advantage of that. And whenever he decides to get into TV, we will all be very grateful, I think, as fans. You said that coaches can't create a market for themselves normally or a free agency. You can if you just retire, right? Sean Payton, right? He retires from the New Orleans Saints. Now I'm reading something on Sports Illustrated where allegedly the Miami Dolphins were trying to put together Sean Payton and Tom Brady, 2 people that had just retired. Is that for an ownership group that they're talking about, or is that for playing? And do you know anything about this?
I don't. I saw the report too, and nothing when it comes to the Dolphins and Stephen Ross and their quarterback situation ever shocks me. When they had the head coaching vacancy.
Wait, that's from Florio? This is from, hold on, hold on, Shregs, hold on.
Saying? I'm sorry.
Shregs, hold on. Is this from Florio or for Sports Illustrated? What's it say across the bottom? I can't read the bottom.
That says via Florio.
So via Florio. Okay, so Florio has ties, right? Florio has ties. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Pretty good, right? And he's got pretty good sources, too. I think in this situation, you have Stephen Ross and you have Tom Brady. Now, Stephen Ross owns Equinox. He owns related properties. He owns a ton of real estate. He's a kingpin in New York City. He's a Michigan man. This is not shocking that he had been, possibly courting Tom Brady. The Sean Payton thing's new, but when you're down to, all right, we've had 9 head coaching hires, and the Dolphins are one of the last ones to hire somebody. They end up with Mike McDaniel, which might be the fine decision. I'm not shocked that they would say, let's at least bat around the idea of Sean Payton. Why not? Especially if the prime job that Sean Payton was looking for, money-wise, with the broadcasting career wasn't right around the corner. So I'm not shocked by any of this, but I also can't confirm or deny it.
Okay, love that. Appreciate your honesty. Let's talk about Kyler Murray and Eric Burkhart publicly shaming the Cardinals almost into giving him a new deal with 2 years left on his contract. With that being said, I hope Kyler gets all the money in the world. I hope every player gets $1 billion, okay? This is interesting business, though, to go about doing it this way. I think in the NFL, the way it is, but maybe this will lay a new blueprint on how to get more money if you're a star player. How do you feel like this works out, and what do you think's going on in Arizona?
There's so many interesting pieces to this. I love breaking it down with you and your audience. So here's the first interesting piece. Kyler does this Monday morning as everyone's flying into the combine. Guess who's speaking Tuesday to the media and can't get out of it? Steve Keim, the general manager of the Cardinals. So by putting this thing out there on a Monday, you set the agenda for the topics. And it's not just going to be the 5 beat writers in Arizona and the 4 local radio hosts. Now it becomes the national story. It might become the national media availability. It's 20 minutes of grilling him on Kyler's contract. It puts him in a corner. Second part that's interesting with this, very often when we go through this, and I'm often a subject of the text, it's, hey, just FYI, my player is 24 years old, is coming off, 2 Pro Bowl seasons, and you should mention that on air on Good Morning Football when you're talking about his contract situation.
Whoa.
Eric Burkhart skips over the Schrager, skips over the Schefter, skips over the Glazer, skips over the Garofolo and the Rappaport, and goes right there publicly and says, my client is 24 years old, is a 2-time Pro Bowler, and has taken a team from 3 wins to an 11-win season, and the first time they're in the playoffs since before he got there. It's a public salvo that we have not seen often. The last and final piece that makes this very interesting, he's represented by Eric Burkhart. Burkhart's a great agent, one of the top guys, is good at what he does. Number 1 client is Kyler Murray. If Kyler Murray gets paid $40 million deal, that's a major payday for Eric Burkhart. Eric Burkhart's other big client, ironically enough, the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals, Cliff Kingsbury. So I don't know where Cliff stands in all of this, and I hopefully will see Cliff this week and we'll get some answers. But you want to talk about, all right, you've got Goodwill, you've got the general manager, Keim, you've got Kingsbury, the head coach, represented by one agent, you've got Kyler, the quarterback, represented by the same agent. The agent is taking open swings at the ownership group for being frugal or they don't like the way that they're doing. This is really interesting stuff, and there's a lot of people involved, a lot of personalities involved, and I'm really curious to see how it all goes down. Basically, it's pay him his money or trade him, and someone else will, because I've said this before. Someone will pay Kyler Murray what he's looking for, and if the Cardinals aren't that team, the agent is basically saying, I don't want to drag this out. He's putting some heat on them. Let's make a move. Let's do it now.
Burkhart just yammed on ownership over there. This has to tie back to now it's alleged. It's alleged. Remember?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It's all alleged. We don't know. Everybody has their sources. Everybody has different information. They're hearing different things. The playoff bonus, the playoff check for the coaches, there was allegedly a decision potentially made. I don't know what the outcome of that was. I do not know what the outcome of that was. Heard it was an interesting conversation, though, dialogue. Okay, well, I'll just say what I was told then from my sources. Sources told me that originally the owner was not going to pay the coaches their playoff checks because they didn't win. Now, I did not know this was the case. All players are guaranteed those playoff checks. I guess the coaches in the contract, it is at the owner's discretion in the contract. It actually says that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. So allegedly they were not going to get their playoff checks because of how it all ended and how upset the owner was. And the media was reporting, of course he'd be upset. Would you not be upset? Yeah, we would be upset also if I didn't get the fucking money I thought I was getting as well. So if this guy represents Cliff Kingsbury, who Cliff would be the one that would be pissed off about his guys not getting their check. And he represents Kyler. Oh my, this dude, hey, oh, you don't want to pay, you don't want to play, no worries, just like $15,000, $20,000 for each coach. You don't want to pay that because you're bad? Okay, how about this? We want fucking $50 million a year. That is wild. That could be what happened. That legitimately could be what happened.
I don't know.
Oh, Shregs!
Come on, Pete.
All right, go ahead, Ty.
Shregs, what's your plan of attack for this week when you come here?
Oh my God!
Didn't he also
Think about
tweet about
making that
Rodgers?
decision. Think about making that decision. Think about making that decision not to play the coaches or pay the coach. Now, I don't know if this happened, but this is all alleged. This is all alleged. This is all anonymous.
I don't know either, and I'll tell you, Cliff and Bidwell had a meeting, I guess, last week. And Cliff is in good terms with the owner, and they're in good place. And I think everyone wants Kyler.
Are they?
But there is, look, this one individual, one agent controls the head coach and the quarterback. It's interesting. Now, as for my plan of attack, it's a great question. I'm doing the morning show on Good Morning Football every day, 7 to 10. But I'm also going to be doing the drills on Thursday, Saturday, Friday, Saturday.
Shregs.
There we go.
I'm
Okay,
doing double
Shregs.
duty. I'm excited. But in between, I got my spots, like I told you. So I'm going to be doing dinners at some places, but another spot. I like to finish the show at around 10, and I'll meet up with a GM every single day. I've got different ones lined up, and I'll just pick their brains. But we go to a place. I'll give it out. I mean, I'm only helping local business, right? Cafe Patachu.
yeah.
Hey, you don't have to help them out. They got 7 restaurants in Indianapolis. That company, unbelievable restaurant.
But I have annual like this. I missed the combine the last year, but I've got annual traditions where I'll meet up with this GM at Patachu, and I'll meet up with this GM. And it's not always about the draft; it's about big picture stuff. So it's a great question. It's almost like I'm booking dates. And if the guys want to meet with me, great. I like it because I use it on air. And it's also good for background knowledge. And if not, that's understandable. I'm just a media hack. Why would they want to waste their time with me?
I'm excited to get the information that only you can get because, it seems like you and Ian Rappaport have the same style. Now, Cafe Patachu, I'm not sure you're able to do that, but you'll be able to find Rappaport at Kilroy's probably all about it.
Yeah.
Let's get you some booze. I said some bad stuff about you. Let's get you 2 shots. See this whole thing. I can't wait for you to get to the city. Thank you for all the love you're giving everybody, by the way.
I love it.
Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Shriggs, on top of that, though, like you mentioned are there any stories specifically that you're looking to do or not really? Like when you come to this, you say you have these pre-planned things, but is there anything you're kind of like prying for or looking for that we should, be expecting in coming weeks?
Yeah, I think the Rodgers thing is fascinating because at some point it's just, you guys obviously talk to him on his side. On some point from the Packers side, it's like, do we really want to do this all over again? Like, can we get it done before free agency, at least if there's going to be a certain deal? If we're going to be making a deal, can we do it at this point? Can we at least have communication? So if there's a market for Rodgers, which of course there is, and multiple teams are going to want to trade 3 first-round picks for him, I think that would be the market. And I think they would like to have those conversations at the Combine. So I don't think we'll have a decision necessarily from Aaron, but I think the Packers will know their contingency plans at the Combine through their meetings that they'll have with other teams.
All right, safe travels. We'll see you in Indianapolis. Thank you for all the love and information.
I just got to the lovely place we call LaGuardia Airport, Matt, and I hopefully we could see each other while I'm there. If you guys want, I'll be on my text. Hit me up. I would love to meet up.
Can't wait to see you, pal. Make sure on that plane now, that mask, perfect.
I know.
Perfect placement. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
I'm in.
All right, be safe.
I don't want to be in any of those videos.
Ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Yes. Appreciate that. Man. It's going to be hard to talk about anything. The Rodgers stuff, obviously, everybody's going to be invested in it. I get it. And once again, remember the internet told me that Aaron's coming on here tomorrow.
Right.
Which is cool.
Hey, it would be cool.
Yeah.
That's been, I actually read that. I was like, oh, all
nice.
right.
Sweet.
Pretty fucking sweet. Yeah. Pretty pumped up about that. I didn't even send him a text and say hey, is this real or not? It's already booked.
It's gospel.
There you go.
I guess it's already booked.
Zeke didn't even have it in his calendar.
Zeke wasn't in your calendar?
I don't know what's going on.
Me neither. Yeah, me neither. There's a lot been happening like that this way, but it's good to be in this particular spot because whenever we put a light on things, maybe it's real that wouldn't normally get a light shined on it. That whole coach's bonus thing feels
Trickle down.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now Kyler's pissed about it because,
No, I don't think Kyler's. I think Kyler's definitely pissed about it. Like, hey, what the fuck? But also, I think him and Cliff are pretty tight.
Yeah.
Cliff and his quarterback probably get. I mean, there is a ripple. And by the way, once again, this is all alleged, and this is from weeks and weeks ago, so it might have been resolved. But there was some real shit up brewing from the ownership choosing not to give the coaches their playoff bonus checks that are at the owner's discretion in the contract, which nobody knew. Everybody just thought it was an automatic thing. And then who knows if that's been settled or not. Remember, we talked to Rappaport and said there was no official sit-down year-end meeting or whatever. It's like, well, because the report was that there was a meeting between, I think, Cliff, Keim, and Bidwell, I think.
Yes.
And it ended bad or something like that. Then Rappaport put a quote tweet. My sources are saying that there's no confirmed meeting has happened or whatever. So then he came on the show because my sources were telling me, no, there was a potential little going on there. So we asked Rappaport. Rappaport said, yeah, the official wrap-up year-end meeting. And I was like, all in the details. Oh, you're talking about the niche of confirming the story or not confirming it. Oh, okay. So now every single tweet you put out, we have to think like that? Ian, is that what's going on? And Ian had a little banter with us, I think, at the time. But who knows if that's been resolved. Feel like probably not if Burkhart, if he's representing the head coach and the player. That's what this all is here, I think. Oh, wow. This is wild. Remember last year, Chandler Jones, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Chandler Jones was he was pissed, and then he just played and dominated, had 5 sacks first game. I don't remember how else he did. Probably good. If you're a sack guy and you start with 5.
Pretty good.
I assume your season's going to be pretty good. Now, he didn't catch up to T.J. Watt somehow.
I think he got hurt. Did he get hurt for a little bit of the season, if I remember correctly?
Whatever. They had that contract dispute happening. Though.
Yeah.
Went out and paid JJ, brought in AJ, have D-Hop, but now Kyler and whew, it's getting ugly in that beautiful city of Phoenix, it sounds like.
I love that Kyler's agent also said, Aaron deserves the 50, which he does. I mean, back-to-back MVPs, he deserves more than 50. But, I mean, if Aaron gets 50, it makes it a lot easier to say that, Kyler should get 40.
For those that don't know what we're referring to about Kyler, this is the letter that was placed out into the internet world this morning from Eric Burkhart, who is his agent. Now, I want to let you know, trying to read this on my phone was difficult. Let alone me reading it now across the room on a TV over there. You should look at it. It's very fascinating. A lot of pundits on TV have quote tweeted this and said, oh, so she just wants to pay a bunch of fucking money. That's basically what this entire thing does. It rolls out at the beginning all of Kyler's and Arizona's hopeful potential future goals. Like, this is what we want to do. We want to win a Super Bowl. Then it hits some of Kyler's accolades in there, what he has accomplished, what the team was like before he got there, and then now since he's been there. And then it wraps up with basically saying, hey, just fucking give us a long-term contract. And then Kyler remains hopeful that the organization chooses to commit so that he can continue leading the Cardinals to further success and value for many years to come. Then it is Kyler giving the bow. How you doing? Keep moving with his logo at the bottom.
Yeah, and he's going to get it, right? I mean,
it's from the desk of Kyler.
That's right.
I honestly, and you could hear how I kind of talk, I want every player to get paid.
Sure.
Okay, that's how I want it to do. I don't think this is necessarily, like in my idea, okay, this is an interesting way to go about doing business. Now, bad or good, I don't know. If it gets a deal done, I guess it's good business. But this is an interesting way to go about doing business, especially in the NFL where the same people are normally in a lot of places. You're going to have to do business with each other. So Eric is obviously a very successful agent. He said, fuck it, I'll do it. But now knowing that it's potentially a bigger, where all the parties probably understand why he's doing this outside of Arizona, it's interesting. And if he gets paid, I mean, it's all well worth it, I guess.
Well, and you don't want to be left without a quarterback, especially after, the year before they drafted Kyler Murray, they drafted Josh Rosen. Like, they know how difficult it is to hit on guys.
Wait until Mac Jones, right? Going into after Kyler gets however many a year here from this entire thing. One week before training camp, Mac Jones released from the desk of Mac Jones. If Bill Belichick's, especially after what he did to Stephon Gilmore and now J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
If Bill Belichick wants me to come back, he needs to pay me at least $2 million more a year than Kyler. That's no bull.
Well,
Sent. Says he's not coming.
Great tagline.
I can see it.
That's no bull.
Well, by the time, Mac Jones is looking for another contract,
Next year.
he will definitely
He should
pay
be
him.
next year. That's what everybody's saying right
after
now.
year
Second
3.
year.
If he gets it
Yeah,
after
but if
his
it works
third
after
year,
year 3,
Let's try
it'll work
year.
after year 2.
right.
Especially if you had a little bit of success.
Yeah.
Now Mac Jones was just the first young quarterback that came to my mind.
Sure.
So congrats to you for having that particular guy.
Hell yeah.
Joe Burr, though, should say,
yeah.
build me an indoor facility right now. And also, I'd like $55 million. I went to the Super Bowl in the AFC because in that letter, Eric Burkhart said that for 2 years straight, Kyler was able to make the Pro Bowl in a NFC heavy quarterback NFC league. Now, everybody knows that almost every quarterback that has ever played in the NFL will make a Pro Bowl.
Right.
Because the amount of quarterbacks that make each roster and then the people that don't go and then the replacements. But I'm not talking about Kyler getting in on any, asterisks. He's earned his way in there. Okay, I get it. I understand that. But quarterbacks making a Pro Bowl, it's like, yeah, of course. I mean, I think Neil O'Donnell made it the year he threw 14 picks in the Super Bowl there. Tommy Maddox was in there a couple of times. I mean, he's a superstar, obviously. But it is interesting that if you have success and you're a guy at that position, I guess if this works, I don't know why everybody else wouldn't be thinking like, yeah, we should go get our money right fucking now if we want to. That's how other leagues operate, I guess. That's how other businesses would operate too. If you are something that is a necessity to a company that is doing very, 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 very well, and you're looking around and you're seeing every other company that is in your avenue of comparison, and they're getting paid, they're getting paid, they're getting paid, they're getting paid. The way this normally goes is you sign a contract to get paid for this amount of years, and then once that contract's up, okay, you agree to another one. But if this starts happening, I mean, why wouldn't you if you're a second-year, third-year quarterback into the NFL? Say, hey, you want to roll the dice and try to find another me, or you want to pay me right now? And I know that the rookie contract is something everybody's excited for the quarterback to be on. That's why Kyler even laid out in there, hey, we'll make his salary cap hit less than what it would be next year anyways, and we'll kind of kick this can down the road. Don't you worry. You can give us a $300 million deal. We'll be fine. Don't you worry about it. We'll pay for it later. It's all going to work out. That's what's going to start happening. And no bull. You need to look out for it up there with Bill.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, if Matt gets to that point, that means we're in a great spot. But I mean, Kyler, he has one of the,
gets to what point?
To the point where, you know, he's a Pro Bowler, but an actual Pro Bowler.
He already was.
He
actually won the Pro Bowl.
That was the asterisk.
He actually won the Pro Bowl.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I've seen it enough. I've not given it a go ever, at home or in real life. But to remind you that he did win the goddamn Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
He gritted his ass all the way through that entire thing.
We were just talking about the asterisks, and that was definitely more of an asterisk Pro Bowl. But I mean, Lamar Jackson,
I don't think
that's
how
who.
you, by the, it's, I don't want to have to get into this.
Asterisk? Asterisk.
No. Asterisk.
Asterisk.
Boom.
Okay.
Nailed it.
I got
risk.
Well, that's
Asterisk.
That's 2 R's.
That's-
I think it's only
that
1
was-
R. I think it'd
That's
be
just a good. It's a good way to
asterisk.
remember how to say it.
Yeah, you're right. That would be smart.
Yep.
I had this entire situation happening on College Game Day.
I mean, that word's tough.
Really?
Yeah. I said, put an asterisk next to that one. And I believe Reese on the way back was like, we'll definitely think about having to put an asterisk on that.
did he?
I was like, oh, shit.
Jesus.
So I brought it back, and obviously the next I'm like, asterisk. I didn't know that either. I thought it was big old X there.
Yeah.
If you would have asked me, I'm throwing bang right at the end of that word. It's not. But he's still a fucking Pro Bowler. He's an unbelievable stud. And he's going to know he's a guy after this year, right? You knew before he even started playing he was a
Yeah,
guy.
we knew years ago that he was a guy, and you know, hopefully we can get that receiver in 2 weeks from now in free agency. But like Lamar Jackson has won an MVP, and that's another guy that's like going into what his fifth year.
I think Schefter said on Ari Mirov's My Sports Update Pro Football Focus podcast.
Video edition?
Huh?
Video edition?
I saw it as a quote,
Okay.
just a quote.
Nice.
It
Graphic.
might have been, if I would have slid, maybe the video would have been.
Sure.
I do like that is just what Instagram has become, by the way. Shitty quality photo, original nice video.
That's right.
It's very interesting. But Schefter said, I would never step foot on the field again if I'm Lamar Jackson, okay?
Yeah.
Until I get a new contract. I believe is what Schefter said on Ari Mirov's Pro Football Focus at My Sport Update podcast video edition that we had seen for the first time just last week.
Lamar is going into his 5th season, so they picked up the 5th-year option. He's going to get paid $23 million in 2022, and then he's going to be a free agent if they don't give him.
Yeah, and what if Lamar doesn't? What if Lamar's like, nah, actually, I'm thinking about just playing this out. 23 million is a lot of fucking millions, dude. And also,
And then
I'm pretty popular on the internet. Probably make some money there if
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah.
And then I'll be a free agent. And, I mean, people are floating 50 M's out there for everybody.
Yeah.
Every team is thinking 50 M's for whoever. It's
Maybe
becoming a new normal.
Go back to Miami, maybe. Go back home. You know?
Oh, not that Tua doesn't have an opportunity. Maybe
Right.
Tua has a good year next year and he does this.
Yeah, he
He
could.
sends a
That'd be
fucking
sweet.
email out.
$55 million.
The first couple of years, the owner was paying the coach to lose. I was benched in 2-minute drills to lose. I'm worth more. I want $75 million a year
Right now.
right now. I ain't playing. It's Tua time. It's time to pay Tua time.
And there's a pretty, good team in Central America who's got a great offensive line and a great.
You're going to get
Yeah, the middle of America. No,
I think
not
that's still North America.
the games in Mexico are getting to me now with the Cardinals. But the Colts would be, I mean, if
Once
they got
again, we have to
Lamar,
remember Mexico is North America.
yes,
It is.
We're Central America.
what?
Central America is that other part right there.
Oh, Panama.
Panama.
Panama. There you go.
Okay.
And then South America's
Exactly. It gets
Right
big
down
again.
there and below.
It gets big again.
Central in between the two Americas.
Central, very important, though. I think
Yeah.
that's where a lot of things come and go.
Big canal.
Now.
Yeah, but I don't think just
Evergreen.
Panama, though. I think there's I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
is a very...
Several.
Bogota.
Yeah, Cologne.
That's in Colombia. What?
Yeah,
Belize,
that's
El
Central
Salvador,
America.
El Salvador.
Guatemala.
Belize, by the way, second largest coral reef in the world.
Look at that.
Wow.
Save the reef.
You guys know it? Won the fucking 8th grade geography bowl with that.
Might become number one over eventually. I mean, because of the
here
stuff
we
that's
go.
happening.
Central America.
in Australia.
Oh, yeah, like the
The islands aren't Central
I
America.
never knew they
are
connected.
No way.
Cuba?
Trinidad, Tobago, I know?
The Dominican's not part of Central America.
Oh no, it says Caribbean. Sorry, it's
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
I should have. Sorry, I'll move down a little bit.
All right, we were very confused. That's on us, see.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to what you were saying. You're talking about Indianapolis?
Yes, because
Oh
obviously
my God, Lamar and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield with that offensive line, with that defense.
be unfair.
Oh my God. Hey, answer the phone, Hardball. I want to give you a call. You're 100% right.
Something to think about.
I mean, they would be unbelievable.
That's a Super Bowl.
By the time he comes around, too, Derrick Henry and Tennessee are probably
Bro, you
on
went to
their way
Louisville.
out.
It's right down the road.
Right down the road.
Right down the road.
Doesn't mind the cold. Baltimore's, it's not much different.
Will be loved in Indy, by the way.
Loved.
Loved in
The
Indy.
amount of 8 Jackson jerseys will be in the crowd. Are you kidding me? People bought Carson Wentz jerseys.
Now we're talking.
And that guy stinks.
Sorry. Listen, he doesn't deserve it.
No, he doesn't.
He
But
doesn't
we're
deserve
talking
it.
about the MVP of the goddamn league.
Send him to
okay?
Baltimore. He can back up Tyler Huntley.
Boom.
Oh, we're talking parades, though.
Yeah. Super Bowls.
If I played in this era, it'd be curtains, but that's a Vic said. But it's not my time, It's not my time. That was great. Lamar Jackson is a Colt. Man.
But what if he goes to Miami too as a Colt?
All right, so we're out on that again.
Okay.
All right, let's get to a break. We'll go for two. Two is a Miami quarterback.
That's
He's
right.
about to have a hell of a season.
He
Mike
is.
McDaniel.
Oh, yeah. He was good.
Waddle.
Yeah.
I never understood why what was happening to Tua was happening. Because the little bits of Tua I'd watch, I'm like, this fucking guy.
This guy's a player.
Oh, they're all short passes. It's like a lot of offenses, if you look, are throwing the ball within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. The quarterback is just throwing it back across the field or whatever. Like that is, I think that is something they say about, oh, he's a game manager. Well, fuck, I'll tell you who is it. Carson Wentz. Okay? Okay, he didn't know how to manage a game at all.
No.
Like that's not a shot at Carson. It is actually. Hey, there is a. Why does anybody just say that? That's how we describe it. Hey, Carson, get better at the managing of the game thing.
That's it.
Oh, he can do that. That's his focus. Manage the game.
Somewhere else.
Do that in Pittsburgh or
Pittsburgh for sure. Fucking
Naj.
here we go to Springs. Here we go.
We got other plans.
Here we go to Springs. Here we go. Man, Lamar Jackson is a Colt. Baltimore to Indianapolis, obviously there's a little bit of not exactly the most love because the Mayflower back there in 80 whatever.
It's free agency, though. Team lets him go. He doesn't sign there.
Oh, that's one more. Hey, Lamar, hold! Come on over to Indy, dude. You'll love it.
It'll be fun.
All right, we're back in 4 minutes with some phone calls and more chatter about what's going on around the sports world. Ali Marpet, retired.
Gone.
good career.
Hell of a
Alec.
year. Champion.
Bucks are fucked. We got Bruce Arians tomorrow, though.
Oh, here we go.
I can't wait to ask him, like, hey, everybody on your offense is gone. I guess there's like Mike Evans is still there.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
about it.
Left tackle,
Yeah, Wirfs.
Yep.
right tackle, D tackle,
What?
and then the linebacking core. Everybody else is gone. Yeah. Well, safety corner.
yeah.
But still, they went
I mean,
through
there's a
40
lot.
safeties and corners last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you gonna have to build that thing back up, Bruce?
Good luck, Bruce.
All right, we're back in 4 minutes. Wrapping up hour one here. Hour two, we'll have AJ Hawk, Shams Charania. I turned on the Lakers game last night while we were kind of going through the whole Val thing. They were down 30.
Yeah, they suck.
All the players were yelling at the crowd. The crowd was booing LeBron.
There was one part I saw where the crowd was booing LeBron, and LeBron just threw a turnover, and then he blocked the guy on the other end. But the boos got very loud as LeBron was doing his whole thing. I saw DeAndre Jordan throw a ball 7 rows deep on a full court pass.
Interesting.
It's amazing to see a team just not care at all. Just not give any effort, not care. It's crazy.
They don't know basketball anymore. Like, what is that all about? They 7 turnovers, I think Russ had in the third quarter. 10 points, 0 assists, 7 turnovers. And it didn't look like he was getting anywhere near scoring any more points or not giving the ball away. Just when I turned on the thing.
Is LeBron saving his legs for Bronny?
All right, we're back in
Could be.
Braun, I think he had like 21 points at some point. When
Still
I was
doing
watching.
it.
I was gonna say he's doing what he can, but
He and Russ had 14 turnovers combined.
How many did Russ have?
Well, I don't know. You saw 7 of them, so.
Over 10, I think.
well, there you go.
I mean,
That's not winning basketball exactly.
You can't just give the ball to your team.
LeBron just chucked it out of bounds in that one. Genie Bugs.
That wasn't
walked
him. It
out.
was Jordan.
Oh, there's one LeBron also did. Just sailed it over this guy's head.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He was probably at his own three-point line. Probably threw it 3 rows into the crowd.
This team stinks.
Oh, terrible.
This is a booze bag year for LeBron.
Oh, this is wine year.
Yeah, and then next year is when he wins his title.
LeBron had 7, Westbrook had 7.
A lot of fouling, too. It looked like LeBron was trying to foul out.
Pelicans.
And Russ as well. Russ just grabbed a guy for a foul. It was like LeBron got a tech, I think, for a delay of game. I mean, I watched 2 minutes, and it was like,
What are these guys doing?
what is this? They lose to the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Who's the fucking Pelicans?
What's Frank Vogel saying to them?
Get me out of here.
Yeah,
I'm
he's going
done.
to get fired. He's going to take this.
I think he's waiting to get fired so he can get paid. If he was to just quit, he doesn't get any money.
Yeah.
That team stinks.
Terrible.
I didn't even see Anthony Davis do anything. Was he playing?
He's out for the next 5 weeks.
He's been hurt for 3
Hope
months.
he's okay, by the way. Hope he's okay, obviously. But of course, we're back at 4. See you then.
It really comes down to, and pardon my French, but giving less fucks. I think that it's a maturity that comes from aging, from making mistakes, from failing, from being too sensitive at times, from taking things too personal at times. And it's about growth and learning not to be indifferent, because I think indifferent people are terrified of making choices, and it's a cold place to live. It's about choosing what to care about, and the things that you do care about, it's less things. It's not trying to be a part of every conversation or get involved in everything or setting yourself up to be offended about certain things. It's caring more about specific things and less things, and with those things, it's finding ways to solve the problems, because true happiness doesn't come from eliminating all problems in your life. I believe it comes from solving the problems that you have and dealing with the pain and the suffering that is natural in life and is a part of life. It's not fleeing from pain and suffering and running from those things and not dealing with the emotions of situations. It's looking at those head on and saying, how can I solve these problems and make my life a little bit better? And that's what I've tried to do the last couple of years, and I've talked about in the show as well. It's about perspective. And I truly believe this, when you focus on the things that you have more than the things that you don't have, you allow yourself to let gratitude sink in. And when the gratitude sinks in, it is always accompanied by joy, because you're focusing on the blessings that you have, not on the things that you don't have, the things you wish you had, the way you wish your life was that much better, you wish you had this, you wish you had that. You'll always be unsatisfied. But when you take solace in the fact that you're where you're supposed to be, and that life is going to come at you with pain and suffering and failure and frustrations and mistakes, and just trying to solve those problems and do a little bit better next time, it allows you to, I think, be a little gentler with yourself and admit that you're a human, you're going to make mistakes, you're not going to please everybody. There's always going to be a 500-pound elephant of possibly hatred and malice waiting for you, whatever decision you make, and that's just part of life. You got to deal with it and just try and be better the next time.
So you feel freer, it feels like, huh? You kind of feel free.
Yeah, there's a liberation that comes from caring less about the things that don't really matter in this life, I think. And I will say, if anything, and I know the two of you, the best on this show, so I won't speak for the other boys, but I'm sure they're very similar. There's a lot of joy in being unapologetically yourself. And I think in life we respect people the most often who are that way, who don't try and change or be different or grow meek in situations that require courage, that go quiet in situations that require communication. And that's what I appreciated in both your friendships, is that you guys have always been yourselves. And Pat, I haven't known you as long as I've known AJ. I sat next to AJ for 9 years, and I had so much love for him and appreciation for the friend that he is. But I always admired and was inspired by the fact that AJ was always himself, and he believed that who he was exactly who he was supposed to be, and he didn't have to be different or put on a face for anybody. He was unabashedly himself, and I think there's a lot to be gained from doing it that way. And what I love about you and the boys is that's who you are. You guys show up every single day, not with an agenda, but with an open mind, and create conversations around important topics. and then you just be yourselves.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. It is officially Combine Week here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Monday, February 28th, 2022. Big thanks to... That's a very good beat there by Kyle Best. Big thanks to Schrags for joining us in the first hour here. He told us a little bit, but told us a lot. Sean McVay came back because... I think because they just paid him more.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like, maybe somewhere north of $12.5 million.
Way north.
Yeah.
Sound like
Less than 20.
There might be 15. Who knows? And is Bill Belichick going to go right back to Kraft and say, "Hey, I don't know if you saw the letter Eric Burkhart wrote. I'll do that if I have to."
Well, I mean,
I'm the general manager and the goddamn head coach. And before I got here, you guys stunk. We are now the standard. So I would like $25 million a year.
yeah, plus then that's more green balls for the other coaches, more wads of cash that everybody else gets. So, he should get paid more.
What's that, illegal? You're talking about under the table.
I don't know if it's illegal, but that's just what they talk about him
You're talking
doing.
about to hide from the IRS
If
and
he-
from the NFL.
Hey, if he's the GM, and the GM gives you $100,000, what is that? It's a bonus, right?
It's quite a bonus that you will have to file and report, and if it's from the NFL team, they would also have to do the same thing. But
right,
I
of
like
course.
a good green ball, and I've never heard any complaints ever from anybody in New England about the payment. Right? All everybody talks about is it is so hard to work there.
Yeah.
But I guess on the back end, if you keep paying people, people keep working hard for you. That's why the whole Arizona situation is so interesting because who knows what's popping off there? What's up, Tom?
Do you think there was a part of like McVay or like in his negotiations where he's like, Troy just got $17 million and he's just calling my games. Like, I'm coaching these games. I need to make more than the announcers are making.
Yeah, I would assume that there has to be some conversation about. I think somebody said this dude's just watching again. I forget who tweeted it.
That's not true.
Tony's getting paid $17 million. Troy's getting paid $17.5 million just to watch the game. Couldn't even fathom what some of these people that are coaching, general managers, everything like that. But it's different buckets of money.
True.
The money's coming from the owner as opposed to a network that is trying to either launch their network or save their network. That's two different businesses, although it is revolving around the NFL. That $20 million purse, it was probably $19 million. Sounds like
Yeah.
It's still absurd.
from the Schrager. That's a big piece of information.
Yeah.
And he would have been great in there.
Oh, yeah.
After listening to him on Flying Coach, loves football.
Yeah. Knows so much about it. And this makes me think, like, what are they going to give Al Michaels?
Yeah, well, Michael's probably thinking that too.
Or Herb Street. I saw the report
Oh,
that
yeah.
Herbie might be.
Hey, shout out to Herbie, man. Excited he's maybe getting to the NFL.
There you go, Kirk.
I've been trying to recruit Herbie to the
I
NFL for
know.
a long time. Oh, I love a college game, Pat. Never do that. That'll be interesting to see what happens here. What's his contract with ESPN? Who knows? How knows? But if Amazon is reportedly, zeroing in on Herb Street for the Thursday Night Football broadcast, that is via Sports Illustrated at SI Now. Hey, good on you, Herbie. They're making
baby, Herbie.
money in the NFL, Herb Street.
Yeah.
Hey, Herbie, they were allegedly talking $20 million with McVay, Herbie. Hey, Herbie, I think you've got all the leverage in the world right now.
Yeah, and
Herbie.
they need to make like a splash hire, don't
Yeah.
they? They've kind of like boxed themselves in to the point where it's like, oh fuck, what are we gonna do? We need to get someone like Herb Street. We need to get someone like McVay. So it might be, shit. Herb Street might say, okay, give me $25 million, I'll do it.
Hey, by the way, I don't know how we forgot about him the first time we
I know.
listed them all off. And I think it's because he is a college, commentator. He did 2-3 NFL games this past year.
Yeah.
He did two of the. He is so good. So
Well,
good.
interesting timing of that Amazon report to come out too.
I wonder if we informed him. Hey, what about
that's
Amazon?
Well,
Maybe.
Well, I mean,
did say.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The Amazon situation is an interesting one. Because they're building an entire new way for football to be broadcasted, digitally. Here we go. With spaceship money behind it. You can change the game, forge the path to the future. And then everything you're seeing, it's like, well, I think people are maybe confused about what's going on. Will they ever land anything? That'd be interesting.
clock's ticking.
Yeah, everyone's getting plucked.
Not everyone. There's still people out there.
True.
They can still make their magic. They're good people there, by the way, too. I've met with them. Seems like they're good people. Intrigued about their strategery, but they seem like great people. Speaking of great people, AJ Hawk joins us in 6. We'll see you in hour 2. Cheers. Play-by-play legend, Al Michaels.
Yeah!
What's up, man?
I decided to dress for success.
I
I've
respect.
been working out all week, baby, just to be your doppelganger. And I got to tell you something. I don't know what the future is going to hold next year, but if you got a spot for me, either in the studio or I could play the role of AJ Hawk as well.
We have room for you wherever, whenever. Okay, so let's dive right into it. You know that I exist. This is awesome.
I love this show.
No.
This is everything I dreamed about, right? No holds barred television. None.
How long you been in the game? TV game? I said forever, but I should have done more research. This is 100% on me.
How about 1968? I did the Hawaii Islanders of the Pacific Coast League. Minor League Baseball. Then on to the Cincinnati Reds in 1971. That's 50 freaking years ago. Marty Brenneman succeeded me for the next 44. I did 3 years there, and then I went to San Francisco. The Giants tripled my salary. And that's why. And then ABC for 30 years and NBC for 16. And here we are, man.
This man is an every man. He does it all. And he's joining the MIP right now. It's Pat McAfee. I can't tell you how excited I am.
So he followed me on Twitter. I waited like a few days. I followed him back. And then we had like a twirlationship. He followed me. I didn't start it until after I got arrested. I needed some new beginnings as well. You know what I mean? I needed Irv, this guy sprained both of his ankles in one play. You hear me? Both of his ankles, one play. Irv, think about that. How does that even happen? And he was like, O.J. Simpson, a guy I looked up to. I was like, on the field. He's like, of course, on the field. It was like funny. It was funny to hear Barry say that. Hey, we're up to something big. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. Today's a big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. Whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back.
What's doing, Mark? It stinks here, huh?
What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we are in currently. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do.
Growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody?
I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else. And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is. This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bolino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened? So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season by the way, dude. I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm gonna try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in Plum. I'm gonna give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm gonna give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm gonna give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm gonna give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're gonna have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there. Sweet stuff for sports. Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Wow, man, that was cool.
All right, Narani, like the Indy. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. Hour 2 on this Combine Week, Monday, February 28th, 2022. Hour 2 shall begin now. Yeah. Boys are here. At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. Tone Diggs here as well. One half of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys. Hammer Down is a gambling podcast that goes live every day after this show ends, 15 minutes afterwards at youtube.com/Hammer Dahn. Speaking of, this weekend, one half of Hammer Dahn. Bubba Gumpino, this is all choreographed, by the way. Scripted. Knew we were going to do this. Everybody did. Gumpy went 38-12-2 this week.
Jesus.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Footy, we're all the way back. It was great. I love betting other sports, but when I have a good footy day, it just hits different, you know?
Yeah, well, you did fantastic. 38-12-2 is absurd. It's insane. And that's why we're very lucky to have you. He also had to drive me home Friday night after I got back from SmackDown over there in Hershey, PA.
What? Really?
How was I had a couple beers afterwards.
What?
Had a couple beers.
What?
Walked on the plane.
What?
Wasn't as long of as a flight as I needed. You know, I thought
get you.
maybe hammer some waters. And I was like, whoa. Gumpy, I appreciate you, man. Then he won 38-12-2. You're a good dude, pal.
I was up crunching the numbers anyways, pal.
Yeah, you know, I did see you calculating there. And, it seemed like it all worked out well. Speaking of calculating, ladies and gentlemen, a super calculated, very cerebral individual. A all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl champion, college football national champion, COVID survivor. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hahn. You got a new costume. You're doing the Steve Jobs thing? You've been wearing this every day. I don't know if you think I didn't notice or whatnot. Oh, no, you had that wolf thing his first day back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do wear this thing a lot, but yeah, I don't have a costume like you, but it does actually sound like a good idea the more I think about it.
Well, I'm not the originator. Obviously, Steve Jobs is, but that guy's a bad dad, so, I guess we shouldn't take anything he says seriously. He changed the world. AJ, hope you had an incredible weekend. Great to see you. Don't know if you watched our conversation with Schrager. This Kyler Murray, basically from the desk of Kyler Murray via Eric Burkhart, his agent. That whole story got more fascinating this morning when we learned that he represents Cliff Kingsbury as well. And allegedly, our sources had told us there was maybe some coaching beef going on with ownership. So Burkhart comes in and literally yams on the Arizona Cardinals the day before Steve Keim has to talk tomorrow, basically saying, hey, get a long-term deal for Kyler. He's got 2 years left on his contract, his rookie contract. Get a deal done or else. Wild business play. He might get paid. This might set a whole new blueprint for the future. What are your thoughts on it all?
It is pretty interesting, the fact that agent represents the head coach and the starting quarterback, but I instantly started thinking, all right, did Cliff know this was coming out before he put it out?
Well,
do you think Cliff was okay with it? Cliff, like, all right, hey, man, is it Cliff and Kyler versus the front office? Is that what we're looking at here?
Well, I don't want to say that's what I'm alluding towards, but I think
I'm saying it does. It is very interesting when you lay it out that way, saying how, oh, wait, they allegedly didn't get these playoff bonuses to the coaches. All of this happens. I don't know. It's going to be a fun next couple, 10 to 14 days, I guess, to see how they handle it.
The NFL is full of so much shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is just so much real shit. You know, I started watching Succession a little bit. I've only seen a couple episodes.
Okay.
I've gotten into it. Just all that shit that just happens, it seems like. Man, the NFL is so full of shit.
Yeah.
This story is a massive story. This could change the way future. Mac Jones, Joey Burrow, numerous quarterbacks that come in and have early success saying, nah, I ain't waiting for my free. You're going to pay me now. And with the way the salary cap gymnastics can work, they're paying Patrick Mahomes $500 million over the next 10 years, and somehow his salary cap hit is less than the punter on the team. There's like very interesting situations happening with the salary cap gymnastics. And if you're a young, great quarterback, I could see how business-wise it makes sense to take advantage of it. But this one in Arizona just seems so fascinating with all the layers of shit, AJ.
Well, the very last paragraph, was that a threat to the Cardinals that if you don't extend me, I'm not going to be here?
It kind of, let's go to it. It's going to be hard to read here from the screen because it was tough to read on my phone. I'm not a good reader, too. Everybody knows that. Not a great reader. I'm not a great reader, so I'm not 100% sure. Here we go. Yeah. How this was the proper way to let this one go. Zoom out. Yeah. I don't know how this was what they decided upon.
Yeah.
Notes section screenshot.
Yeah.
Much more legible than this thing, but this does look super professional because of the letterhead at the bottom. It is now simply up to the Cardinals to decide if they prioritize their rapidly improving 24-year-old, already two-time Pro Bowl quarterback who led the organization from 2 wins before his arrival to 11 wins in their first playoff appearance in 5 years. Or rather, if they choose to financially prioritize commitment to other areas and continuing to merely talk about addressing Kyler's long-term future as their QB. Unfortunately, every player, coach, and executive in the NFL knows, parenthesis, or should know, that words and hypothetical contractual promises are regularly dismissed and fleeting in this business. Kyler remains hopeful that the organization chooses to commit I don't understand how I'm reading that, by the way. I've read that wrong. Kyler remains hopeful that the organization chooses to commit so that he can. Am I reading that wrong?
A spell mistake, right?
I think it's a
double O.
Should be chooses.
For chooses.
Yeah, chooses. Should be chooses.
Chooses. Should be another O in there.
I said that last hour. I said it the first time I read it, but once again, I'm a doofus. So I just assumed this guy that did this entire thing asking for, multiple hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Kyler remains hopeful that the organization chooses to commit so that he can continue leading the car. I don't think so. I think it's supposed to be chooses there.
Yeah, for sure.
Kyler remains hopeful that the organization chooses to commit so that he can continue. Oh, 1-0 in the end.
That's tough.
Interesting.
Oh, my God. That is
subliminal message.
It's tough. It's tough to see. It makes you. I don't know. It makes you not think it's an error because it looks so professional. And this is there's certain areas are bold. There's the letterhead, the picture of Kyler. It makes you think wouldn't you run this by a few people?
Well, this is probably like $300 to $400 million negotiating tactic. You spell a word wrong. Can't
do it.
CFO Phil would have spit on this into
He would have immediately.
See, it would have so quick. All right.
So what happens if they don't sign him to a long-term deal in the next 3 months?
So he's not playing, right? He's going to baseball. He's picking up a baseball bat. They don't have a league.
Yeah.
Arizona knows he's going. Well, he's still got face clean. Still got face clean if he wants to. I assume he's made enough money at this point. Will continue to make enough money off the field if he wants to. I don't know. Is that what he's thinking?
I don't know. I don't know what's his plan if he. I don't know. He's saying so. He's only unhappy because they have not probably had serious talks about extending him yet. But how much? I don't know. Isn't this when they would start right now?
I don't know. I think they said that they have had talks, but it's all been fugace.
Okay.
We want him for the future. Yeah, we love Kyler, want him for the future. He's in our long-term plans. They just said last week, I think, in the conversation. And Eric Burkhart now, one day before, Keim has to answer national media tomorrow at the Combine. He's scheduled to go tomorrow, I think at 11. I think he's at 11 or noon. I don't remember the exact time. But now he has to answer questions about this. And Keim's like, hey, fuck it. They're mad at the owners. What if he comes out and says, Keim, by the way, bald head, right? He's a big bald-headed dude. He has a good time, I think.
Yeah.
What if he comes out and he's like, the owner's pissed? I I don't know what you want me to. I would love to have Kyler around, love to pay him, but also like there's a whole thing going on with the coaches. Next question. You know, like, what?
That would be awesome.
That would be.
I would appreciate his authenticity and him being so transparent if that was the case. But I don't think we're going to see that happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But Steve Keim wants Kyler, I would assume. The general manager would like Steve Keim.
He drafted him.
And he's in a position, right? The GM, contractually, job description, hey, you sign guys, you make the team or whatever.
Exactly.
But in this particular case, I assume he's not the only one making the decision. I just assume that's not the way it is. You probably have the owner involved, and the owner's potentially involved with the entire.
Yes.
Oh, it's awesome. So much shit, dude. So much shit. And that's just the beginning. But how about Bakhtiari? He's converting some of his contract into a signing bonus to open up more space. And everybody's saying they're doing this for Aaron Rodgers. They had to do this anyways. Field Yates is reporting that Packers have converted $11.58 million of left tackle David Bakhtiari's 2022 compensation into a signing bonus, creating significant cap space for the season per source. A busy week for the Packers cap continues, says Field. So Bakhtiari changes 11.58. This is the most. Aaron Jones did this as well.
Yep.
And
Kenny Clark,
D-tackle, did this. And everybody's saying this is because of Aaron. This is because of Aaron. Probably a part of the entire thing, but also they were like $40 million over the cap. They had to start doing this salary cap gymnastics if they really wanted to go, or just cut everybody. They are still $28 million over the cap is what every website says. Yeah. We don't know if this Bakhtiari move is changing that or not, but there's still some teams that are way over the cap and going to have to get to work at some point.
So I clicked on Bakhtiari on Spotrac or whatever it's called, and on February 26th, they have listed under transactions converted $2 million of 2022 base salary and a $9.5 million roster bonus into signing bonus, clearing 9.16 of cap space with Green Bay. So I think they do have it factored into that number.
Okay.
I could be wrong though.
So $28 million over the cap. They still have to make some moves. Cowboys still over. Saints were once at 70 over. They're all the way down to 49 somehow. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Michael Thomas, I think, this weekend.
Think about them going in every day, that contract guru, the salary. Oh, what the fuck are we doing?
Hasn't slept in weeks.
They got like conspiracy theory boards.
Yeah.
They got entire, we could take this money, I guess, and kind of just shove it into here, and then we can move this shell over here. And then we can kind of take from that one and fucking.
Also, who is our starting quarterback next year?
Yeah.
Man, that's the biggest question.
Jameis is running today.
I was about to say, for the first time since his ACL surgery in October, I believe, Jameis Winston is back on a treadmill. This follows some videos of him looking very normal working out. And when I say that, I mean it. This is a very normal looking workout.
Oh, yeah.
This is not Jameis Winston's normal workout.
No.
I've seen other humans do this workout. That's why we're saying this is not a normal Jameis Winston workout. He looks good. He's running. Pro Football Focus didn't have him on the top 15 free agents or whatever. Jameis. I mean, there's a guy who is in a much better quarterback market now than he was a year ago. Yeah. Got $1 million, 2 years ago, I'm sorry. 2 years ago, gets $1 million to be the backup Drew Brees. Then he signs to be the quarterback. Him and Taysom Hill are battling, gets some games, gets hurt, still dances in the locker room afterwards, is beloved by his teammates. There's a guy that could find himself in a great situation. I don't know about the money, but with a team, because there's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks right now, AJ.
Yeah, I'd say so. And they're all scrambling because they don't know what they're going to do. And I guess when will the first thing happen, like as far as quarterbacks, to where a team can solidify a guy? Do we have to wait to the draft?
You tell me, dude. Because I woke up this morning and the internet told me Aaron's coming on this show tomorrow to make his decision.
Oh, awesome. Good job booking him.
Well, I didn't. That's all. Did you?
Nope. So he's not coming on?
Shit. What are they saying?
Who's they?
The internet told me he's coming on tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Maybe they will entice him to come on then. Or maybe they'll pressure him to come back on.
Okay. Oh, is that what they're doing? Is that what people do on the internet?
Maybe.
They try, I think.
Oh, public pressure.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to sway Aaron. That may push him the other way.
What?
Oh, thanks for kicking Aaron off our show tomorrow.
Thanks, Internet.
I have not talked to him. Have you? Legitimately,
No.
I have not talked to him. The internet came up with he was ready to make his decision, though, I guess. Do you know anything on that?
I know nothing on what Aaron is doing right now.
That's a lie.
Yeah,
But damn, it would be nice if we maybe get
We're
an
going to
answer.
check in. Hey, man, where you at? Send me your location.
Yeah.
What
Yes.
you doing?
Drop a
Don't do
pin,
that.
dude. I'll be there. Yeah.
Send me your ordinance, right, Pat?
Yeah. Code. Need two of them, though. One of them will only get you, to a so large area. You need coordinates. Anyways, that was good learning, man. I'm happy you were there for that. You ain't never gonna fuck it up again.
You're right.
Not that you ever would. That was an interesting. I need the ordinance. Everybody's like, what? Send me the fucking ordinance. Okay, I need to get in the goddamn thing. The address won't work. What are ordinance? And then somebody,
ammo? You gonna send some ammo, some RPGs?
Ooh. Well, I don't know if that's ordinance is like a rule that a city makes too. That is an ordinance, I guess. It was so somebody had to piece through what I was talking about. Are you talking about coordinates? Bingo! That's I need give me those. We need them. That was how we had to get into that fucking convention center in LA, by the way, because no address would get it. Anyways, let us know what Aaron's going to do before he does, please. Hey, let's pivot to the NBA. The NBA is awesome. There were so many stories bouncing around. I turned on a game last night. It was the Pelicans traveling to Los Angeles to play the Lakers, and they were down 30. The Lakers were down 30. LeBron was getting booed with the ball in hand in the crypt. He threw the ball, just somebody else blocked. Then there's video showing of them launching the ball into the crowd on a full court pass. There's air balls. I think Russ and LeBron both had 7 turnovers each. At one point, Russ had 10 points, 0 assists. He's point guard. 10 points, 0 assists, 7 turnovers. It is all hell breaking loose in Los Angeles. One big disappointment. That's not the only story. There's a lot going on in the association. To break it all down, insider for the Athletic and Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, Sham Charania.
Yo, Pat, you kept saying ordinance. I thought you were talking about the vaccine mandates or something.
Okay, let's dive right into it because that is a part of this entire NBA thing as well. The ordinance in New York will allow spectators into the arena who are not vaccinated, but the private sector ruling that New York City has on its companies, employees are not allowed to be unvaccinated and work. Is that an accurate assessment of what's going on? This sounds like a massive hypocrisy happening with the biggest star on the team that is going to go on a run if this ordinance can get figured out.
Yeah, you're 100% right, Pat, and that's why the Nets, and there are a lot of people around the league that, you know, at the end of the day, you're going to be up in arms because this just seems a little unfair, right? Because on one end, you're saying that, you know, Kyrie Irving can come to Barclays Center as a spectator after March 7th because the key to NYC mandate is lifted, but there is also a private sector mandate that says that because he's an employee of a private business in the Nets, he's under the same types of vaccine mandates that the other employees in New York City that are working in those private businesses are under. So it's I mean, there's not much more you can say about it. I mean, it's a rule. Even Eric Adams has gone on record saying that it doesn't make much sense because, again, visiting players can come into New York City unvaccinated and play. But Kyrie Irving has not been able to all year. And now the main mandate in New York City for vaccination has been the key to NYC. And that's for all indoor gyms, dining centers, indoor entertainments. That's being lifted. But there's still this private sector mandate that's preventing Kyrie Irving from playing in Barclays Center. And I don't know if it'll get lifted. I do think that it seems inevitable that it will be lifted at some point before the playoffs start. The playoffs start April 16, April 17. There's kind of a sense around the league that eventually that will get lifted by then. But it won't be, as of right now, it won't be when the March 7th key to NYC mandate is lifted.
Well, I'm happy they care, about everybody. That's what all these mandates are for, right?
Yeah, it's huge.
It's absolutely to save everybody's life.
Yeah, that's right.
They're actually saving Kyrie's life because if he was to shoot a basketball not vaccinated in New York, much, much harder to do than get blacked out drunk and watch Kyrie shoot a basketball.
That's literally the point that the Nets are making, right? It's like, how can you say that? And that's what, I guess anyone, Nets fans, anyone that has any affiliation with the Nets or NBA. Yeah. They're saying that how can Kyrie Irving literally sit on the bench or sit along the sideline of a bench or a sideline of a court or somewhere in the stands and be there, but he can't play in the game.
Oh, no, I got it. Because if he's playing, he's running, there's a better chance COVID.
He's breathing.
Because he's moving around. You know what I mean? He's shaking. He's got
it doesn't quite make sense. But again, Eric Adams said today, the mayor of New York City said today, it doesn't make much sense. He also agrees that whoever wrote the rules did a bad job writing the rules, but they're the rules. And for now, Eric Adams is keeping the private mandate in motion. We'll see if that changes. And I think there's still some optimism that eventually that will be lifted as well.
The private mandate, then there's a rippling effect to that as well. So Eric Adams obviously has a lot to figure out, but this is a great thing for him to say, yeah, that's why I won, by the way. I think this makes no sense either. That's why you're currently calling me mayor, Eric, because it's dumb. Hey, by the way, we ran on this policy being dumb. I like that. Hopefully they'll get it fixed because that Nets team, hey, they might be able to go on a run. It feels like that Nets Sixers trade, that old Shams broke.
Yeah, Shams.
Even in the face of everybody saying that ain't happening, Shams. That ain't happening, Shams. Ain't nobody trading anybody. Boom! Ben Simmons out of Philadelphia alongside Seth Curry and others up to the Nets for James Harden, who is now best friends with Joel Embiid in the best
He's looking
duo.
really good.
Yeah,
Pat, he's looking healthy. I don't know if you've ever pulled that stunt, the whole, my hammy's a little iffy, and then you go a week later and you're all good. Have you pulled that stunt before?
So great journalism.
AJ pulled that stunt
I
before.
actually used to do that on the field. So that was actually my tackling technique. So people and I would be in the open field. I would bait them to the sideline with potential injury or just fat, slow white. And then they would go to the sideline. Wham! I didn't have any injuries. You know what I mean? That was kind of my move. So I'm all about the good. Wham! How you doing? Keep it moving. Harden did this out of Houston. Remember, Harden was 400 pounds. And then the first day he showed up in Brooklyn, he was like, whatever, in the best shape.
Triple-double. Yeah. Triple-double. Easy.
So what is the deal? They're both happy with what's going on here? Nets are better? Philly's better? Is that what you're reading?
Yeah, I mean, I think both sides are happy that this was the outcome, right? For Brooklyn, they got Ben Simmons, they got Seth Curry, they got Andre Drummond's been a beast for them already. So that's clearly looking like a great pickup, getting Andre Drummond. A couple draft picks, that'll be something that they'll utilize down the line. But for Brooklyn, it's about getting Ben Simmons right. I report over the weekend he's been dealing with some back soreness as part of his ramp-up.
Yeah, so what's that all about? Hey, everybody thinks he's doing that just to miss the Sixers game March 10th.
No, it's he's dealing with a flare up in his back, and that's maybe that the Nets are saying that it's something to be expected and it's something that we're just going to treat day to day. But there was an expectation that by now he was going to be really on the cusp of his comeback, and that's probably not going to be the case because he had a flare up with his back, I'm told, during his ramp up process, and so now he's going to need to strengthen that back area before he can make his return to the floor, and whether that's Pat, with backs, you see Draymond Green, he's been out really the last, it's going to be about 2 months here coming up on March 9th. Klay Thompson came back on January 9th. That's the night that Draymond Green literally played 7 seconds or 9 seconds, then had to sit. He hasn't played since. So he's just now getting back that back flexibility. He just did some 5-on-0 run yesterday. So the back is tricky, and so Ben Simmons, it could take him a few weeks. It could take him a week. It could take him, you never know with the back. And so I think there is hope and optimism that at some point before the regular season, he's going to be back on the floor. But in the meantime, he's going to have to rehab that back. So, yeah, from the Nets standpoint, is just getting Ben Simmons back healthy. But for the Sixers, I think what we're seeing right now is the best case scenario, right? Joel Embiid, James Harden running this pick and roll. They've got to be the most dynamic pick and roll duo in the league right now. And the way that Tyrese Maxey's playing and this group is playing with a bunch of energy. I've heard from people around the Sixers that the energy and the way that James Harden has handled himself as a teammate is amazing. And it's really put a lot of, really infused them with a lot of energy for the second half of the season. So I'm curious to see how that unfolds over the course of the season.
Before AJ has his question, a couple follow-ups. I saw Ben Simmons learn how to play basketball with Kyle Korver. Was that how he hurt his back? Was he learning how to shoot for the first time? He's like, oh, you got to lean back a little bit. Was that something that was happening? And how long do you expect that type of stuff to happen? It seems like he was happy and very welcoming to it as well.
Yeah, I mean, from everything I've been told, Ben Simmons is happy he's in Brooklyn, and his spirits have been up about Brooklyn. As far as, the situation, it's not like he looked at that as a negative. I think he was happy. He was happy to be in Brooklyn. But I'm told, no, the back flare-ups happened just when they were trying to ramp him up in more high-intensity, increased individual workouts. And after a couple of them, his back started, feeling a little off. So once that happens, you try to, dial it back down, make sure the back gets back into full swing. I think Kyle Korver being there allows to help him, hopefully, work on his shooting, and that's what you do with Kyle Korver, who's one of the best shooters of all time. So I think that should be a positive for him down the line. Pat, I don't know how much you know about back issues, but
I think Simmons was just like, I just normally do this. And you guys want me to? Oh my god!
I think you guys were gonna tell me to shoot.
Oh my god! Like, shoot, you got to bend a little bit. I don't do that. I smack the floor and I do fucking layups. I don't know if this is gonna be for me, and my back's already flaring up. Sorry about it. Go ahead, AJ. Hope he figures it out.
Shams, what about out west with the Lakers? I know they lost a tight one last night, but what's the rest of their season look like?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you that
dead,
was
AJ.
That definitely was not a tight one. When I look at the Lakers, I look at a team that just they seem lost. Like their identity is lost. They're not really a defensive-minded team. They're not really an offensive-minded team. They try to play small sometimes. They don't have really a lineup or an identity that they can stick with. At the end of the day, as much as people might want to put it on Russell Westbrook or might want to put it on Frank Vogel, this is at the end of the day a personnel issue. From Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, you have those three guys, but how are you surrounding them? Are you surrounding them with youthful players, with guys that can fill roles and play make and defend? I saw the Pelicans. Herb Jones was outrunning that team up and down the floor, and the way he was playing, they need more guys like that. And so when you look at the end of the bench. Let's say they had signed an Isaiah Hartenstein or a Gary Payton II. They had an opportunity to sign both of those guys. Gary Payton II playing a critical role in Golden State. Isaiah Hartenstein playing a critical role in Clipperland right now. So they could have had both of those guys. They ended up going with older players, DeAndre Jordan, Kent Bazemore, guys like that. So it's no knock on them. Those guys all have a role on different teams. But this Lakers team probably needed a different type of personnel, and we're seeing that play out over the course of the year. So LeBron James is playing like he's 27. They just, right now, to me, don't look like they have an identity.
Hey, they're saying that this is another booze year for Braun. When his first year when he went to L.A., he was showing up with wine in his hand, and then he was letting inbound passes just roll out of bounds, and then he was getting the ball in the middle of the first quarter and just fuck it, half court, just pulling up, having a fun time. Like, hey, I'm going to have vacation here in L.A. I've been to the finals like 100 straight years. I'm a little tired. This team stinks, okay? They got no idea what they're doing. I'm here. I'm going to show up with a little wine. But he became like super duper
wino,
connoisseur.
Sommelier.
I mean, even if the team is bad, he's still playing for a record though. He's in position to tie, pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring title.
Hey, let's go get it, Braun. Let's go, dude.
I'm just saying, LeBron's still looking like he's spry. I don't think this is a LeBron.
We don't think so
LeBron
either.
hasn't played up to par. So what do you do at that point? They're going to have to retool this summer, bring in the right pieces. This team needs a roster turnover if they're going to compete next season.
Vogel's dead too, right? He wants out of there, but he doesn't want to resign because he won't get paid unless they fire him. I just watched a clip. They were down 30. They showed his face. Ugh, he didn't look happy. Obviously,
it's a rough go. It's a rough go for everyone. I listen. I don't know his status at this point. You got to ride this out. To me, for the rest of the season, this is clearly the hand that they've been dealt. I don't think that their solution is going to be on the bench. Let's say you do make a coaching change. Is the answer on the bench? I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, this isn't the card they were dealt, right? They actually picked these cards.
Yeah, yes. Right.
That's the thing about their style of poker.
They could have made changes during the season. Obviously, they decided to keep the status quo. Other teams were asking for their assets, first round picks, second round picks. They didn't want to give up those assets because clearly, I don't know if this team this season was going to be salvageable. So do you give up assets for the future for a team that might not have it? Or do you save that for the offseason when you can really turn over the rock?
I'm excited to watch LeBron come back. Next year. I'm excited for another run out there in L.A. We have Shams Charania joining us, the insider for your insider in the basketball world. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Shams, over the weekend there was a disgusting float in New Orleans of Zion, I believe, is someone made it. And, it was very much kind of pertaining to his weight. Have you talked to his camp? And because of this, is there no chance he goes back to New Orleans?
Yeah, I honestly didn't even see that. I think I saw a tweet about it.
We'll send it to you right now. It is bad.
Despicable.
It is bad.
Yeah. Listen, there's a lot of stuff floating around Zion right now. There's 20 games left in the season. I haven't gotten any type of a sense that his return is imminent. So if that's the case with 20 games left, I don't know what window there would need to be. Obviously a great turnaround in his health. But as far as I'm told, he's still getting his normal day-to-day workouts in. He's supposedly feeling good, and so I don't know if that means he's going to come back, whether he'll need another procedure down the line or what. But
so he's working out. His foot's good. He's shooting. He's practicing. Why won't they play him? He doesn't want to play.
To my knowledge, he has. I don't know if it's in the last few days, but as of a couple weeks ago, he was doing some stuff on the court. The question is it enough for him to ramp up to actually play? Clearly, it's not to that point because he hasn't even been back in New Orleans. He's still working out in Portland.
Oh, he's in Portland.
What the hell is he doing in Portland?
Nobody works out in Portland, Oregon. What does that even mean?
Working out, I mean, there's a lot in Portland, Pat. There's, it's a good day in Portland, and Nike, Jordan, based out in Portland, they sponsor Zion, so
math.
a lot going on in Portland. Fresh fish, exactly. Have some good dinner.
There's like an entire there's like workout campuses in like Arizona,
I
Miami,
guess you can't
and
get
Los
farther
Angeles.
away from New Orleans than Portland.
Why didn't he go to Saskatchewan? There's
there
some
you go.
good workout places
Yeah.
up there
Go
in
to
Saskatchewan,
Canada.
I think. Jeez.
What the hell?
See, he don't want to play for the Pelicans. Is that what you think? Is that what's going on here? He wants out of there?
I haven't gotten that sense. No, I mean he's
What the fuck? What's going on?
Why is he in?
He's a
Why is he
rookie scale contract. His body's not right. If his body and his foot aren't right, he can't play. And so I haven't gotten the sense that Zion's just milking this just to sit the season. I think if he could play, he would play. He does love the game. From everything I've been told, he does want to play. He physically cannot play, and so that is a deterrent to him.
I'll tell you
stepping on
what.
the foot in New Orleans.
Do you know the name of the person up in Portland? We should give them love because if somebody's traveling all the way to Portland to train with them wherever they are, we should give them. Do you know the name of the training?
I do not know the name of the trainer, but he does have a trainer that's working with him.
Well, congrats. Hey, turn Zion around up there in Portland. Maybe you went to Portland, by the way, to get rid of everything.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're going to have some Timbers games.
Yeah.
Get away,
Yeah.
cleanse the soul.
Play with Lillard.
I mean, we live in Indianapolis, so I guess we can't really bash anybody. But whenever you hear Zion Williamson is not with the team in New Orleans, he's training, you immediately go, oh, he must be in L.A., Phoenix. He must be in Florida or something like maybe in New Orleans somewhere.
Yeah.
No, he's in Portland. That's jarring. That came out of nowhere for me. I might be out of the loop, but that's all me. Go ahead, Tone.
Shams, I was looking at some of the odds for the Western and NBA Finals, and I saw something interesting. The Denver Nuggets have some pretty long odds to win these. Are they going to get Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. back with Jokic? That's interesting.
It's on track to where Michael Porter Jr. should be able to return before even this month is out. And what the fascinating part about that is the doctors at the time when he had the back surgery a few months ago felt that he'd missed the season. The NBA doctors ruled that he was probably going to miss the season. They granted an exception, a disabled player exception to the Denver Nuggets, which means that they've deemed that the player, in terms of Michael Porter Jr., would likely be out through June. And so the fact that he's on the cusp of a possible return speaks to just the way that he's been able to rehab that back. And so from everything I've been told, the ramp up is about to start for Michael Porter Jr. Jamal Murray is a more interesting situation. He had that ACL surgery in April of 2021. So usually those ACLs can be 12 months. So Jamal Murray has been ahead of schedule, but I know he wants to come back at 100% health. So I don't think he just comes back at 90, 95. And if there's any inkling that he's not going to be himself, given the load that he's going to have to carry behind Nikola Jokic, I think he does try to come back at 100%. So will that happen before the playoffs are out? We'll see.
Big load.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I saw Jokic make a pass on some clip the other night when he went like this.
Oh, yeah.
The guy had the
back in MVP race. DeMarcus Cousins balling out too. So
hey, that dude had the nerve to miss that shot.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
After that pass, can't
do it.
Can't. That ball has to go in bucket.
Yes.
That's game winner. That has no look pass from a giant, just like this.
Dime.
That ball's got to fall, Shams.
I agree. I would have hit it. So,
Hey, I actually saw a picture of you, I think, for something where you were crossing somebody up. You look super cool, dude. You look super cool.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to get my Pat McAfee on, so I'm trying to do my best here.
How's your game?
I used to play a lot. My 5-on-5 has decreased over time. I'm always on my phone. It's tough to be on your phone and play at the same time. I wish there was a way to do it. Microchips or something in my head might be a thing down the line, but no, I feel like I can play. I feel like I can shoot. I can handle the ball. I can get a 10-day.
So you're saying in an insider's game, in a media game, Shams all right. We're okay. We're gonna handle ourselves okay.
I think I hold my own a little bit. Yeah, it's
crazy because in high school all you cared about was what? Lunch.
Yeah.
Now look at you. Now you're the insider. The insider who's got game, dude.
Pretty sweet.
Hey, let's go, Sean.
Let's go, Shami.
Hey, Sean. Fucking love lunch, this guy.
One-on-one versus
Can't wait
Woj
for lunch.
pay-per-view.
Hey, you and Woj, one-on-one. One of you, whoever wins, gets to do trade deadline day.
Yeah.
The other guy gets their account suspended for 72 hours.
Man, I'm just trying to get out of retirement right now. I'm trying to play. So if you know a run going on right now, Pat, let me know.
Hey, sweet lingo there, dude. Go ahead, Ty.
Shams, you mentioned what the Lakers are going to do, basically just clean house this offseason. We've heard the reports of LeBron wanting Sam Presti in there. Is he going to basically just do the exact same thing he did this year where, he doesn't like Pelinka, so he gets rid of him, brings in some other figurehead, and he's still just going to handpick who he wants to play with next year? Is Anthony Davis still going to be there, or is LeBron going to take a more passive role in the offseason, you think?
I mean, listen, I don't know if it's a guarantee that there's just going to be an overhaul with the Lakers. Rob Pelinka is obviously a guy that has more years left on his deal. And so, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, the organization, they all wanted Russell Westbrook. So it's not like you can put that all on the organization. I think there's going to be some shared responsibility there. And I think there has been. So now it's just about how can you retool this team better. And I'm sure they're going to get back in the war room again this summer and try to figure out a way to put the right pieces around those guys. I don't know if there's going to be a full overhaul there.
Hey, thank you, Shams. We appreciate the hell out of you, pal. You're the best. Any news
Appreciate you guys having me.
Who's winning the championship?
I have no idea, but I think there's probably 7-8 teams that have a shot this year, which makes it fun.
Damn.
Oh, that does make it fun. A lot of parity, huh?
Yeah.
Just like college basketball. I mean, Rothstein came on, gave us his 3 of the top 4. They all lost the next day.
Yikes.
Don't put yourself in a corner like that. That's smart.
Not
Ladies
doing
and
that. Not doing
gentlemen,
that. Appreciate
from
you
the
guys.
Athletic in the stadium, Shams Sharani. Thank you, buddy.
Shams!
Hey, basketball's happening. AJ, did you watch?
I saw a little bit of Steph Curry last night, looking good. They ended up winning the game, didn't they?
No, they lost. Yeah, they
Okay,
actually had
Steph
the
looked
lead.
pretty good, the parts I saw.
Well, he looked good in the warm-up is what you're talking about. I think he put on one of the greatest shooting performances I've ever seen in warm-ups. Started and ended with ridiculous throws up into the sky that just so happened to go in. Yeah, they ended up losing to Dallas. Dallas was down, and they came back. Luka got hot late.
Yeah.
I mean, they were down 20, I think.
They were up a lot. Yeah, when I saw they were rolling, I believe, the beginning of the second half, Steph was on fire, just assist, not as much shooting, but just facilitating everything.
So then it completely flipped that because when I turned the game on, there was a 16-1 run that Dallas was on, and then I think it went to 19-1.
21.
It ended, 21-3 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they went on. They completely flipped it. Luka
Crazy.
It was banana land. And they weren't even making free throws. Golden State Warriors looked like there was an actual plastic thing on their bucket as Dallas was going down the other end. It was wild. The NBA happens. Obviously, we're going to chat about it as we get closer to the playoffs because it's sports. Hey, balls.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, ball sports. Can't wait. We're talking. Dana White will be here in about 20 minutes.
Hell
There's
yeah.
a big-time fight going on this weekend. Covington, Masvidal, they don't like each other. It's personal. That's
Is
personal.
Dana in person?
No, he's on
Oh,
FaceTime.
you made it sound like he was going to be there.
No, both in the same week, though. Dana and Vince, that's pretty big in the same week. I think.
I would say that's gigantic. Yeah, it's awesome.
Vince will be here, though.
Yeah.
That was wild when I heard that, by the way. Hey, Vince,
When was the first time you heard it?
Hey Vince, you ever think about coming on my show? I'd love it. I'd be very thankful to have the honor of having a conversation because his interviews have not gone well with people.
Yeah.
Outside of the WWE.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if you saw Brock came on, was awesome. I think people said, hey, if you ever want to come on, man, we'd be very honored.
Oh, yeah.
So then I get a follow-up from somebody. It's like, Vince mentioned something about coming on your show. When is it? How is, this whole thing. I'm like, we just need a FaceTime or a Skype or whatever. We go live every day, 12, 3:30 or whatever the case is. And then I get a text back an hour later. It's like, Vince wants to be in studio. How's that happen? I'm like, I guess Vince just comes.
Fly him out to Indy.
I guess he just comes in
in,
studio. They're
airplane
like, is that a problem? Is that a problem? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, awesome. So Vince is flying in for the fucking interview. And I was like, he does not have to. Brock was here because Brock had Raw here. So he was in town. Do not feel obligated. We do it. He's like, no, Vince wants to. He's very excited for this or something like that. I'm like, all right.
Hell yeah.
Now we
Can't
go.
wait. Let's start cleaning up the fucking office.
Yes.
Okay, Vince McMahon's coming in here. Let's go ahead and mop some stuff here if we could.
Don't let him use that bathroom.
It's glorious.
Hopefully,
right
he's
now.
like the president, and he brings his own with him.
Does that happen?
I've heard that's rumored that Obama, or every president in their motorcade, there's a toilet somewhere.
That's awesome. Well, in a motorcade, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Just in case you're trapped in a car.
Well, there's one
around.
guy, he carries the nuclear football suitcase, and then another guy carries another suitcase, and if you open that up, it is a little squatty potty in there.
That's sweet.
Shout out.
Not bad.
So 2 different people?
Yeah.
Smart. Yeah, the nuke one. And by the
Takes
way,
everyone.
that got brought up this weekend.
My God.
Oh, yeah.
Still is.
Really?
Yeah, this morning there was another one.
Oh, no. Oh, let's just keep talking sports.
Yeah.
Ghost is up to 10, by the way. I just want to put that out there before we get off of that.
Atta baby. Looking for the first ever undefeated war.
Officially an ace.
Guy's got a double. Guy's got a double.
Dude, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
His eye, he sees things in slow motion when he's up there. You know how in the world where it's getting faster, he's flying 500, 600 miles an hour. They say the Ghost, everything slows down.
Yeah.
He's shaping shots too. Well, yeah, he's throwing shots like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, curving the bullet.
That movie. Fucking Ghost, go on out there.
Here we go, Ghost.
Klitschko brothers, I seen them in fatigues with some guns. Lomachenko, I saw him in a fatigue with some guns and a good beard. All right.
A lot of Molotov cocktails being made over there.
So many.
Weapons getting sent in. This is the world we're living in right now. This is wild. This is crazy. It's something to think about whenever everything else in your life is maybe going on. It's quite a quick perspective putter. Like, hey, this is actually happening in the world that we live. One plane away, if we wanted to. Just go ahead and, just be a long flight. Probably would have to take some sort of sleeping device, but then you would wake up. Boom! You're right in the middle of it. That's happening on the world we're in. Hope everybody's okay. T's and P's for everybody. And fucking Ghost. Let's go.
There we go, Ghost. Need you.
Before we get to a break, AJ, we have to talk about the American Dream, the true underdog story of Kurt Warner. Your thoughts? You watched it this weekend, you said? Is that accurate?
I did. I started watching it last night, finished it this morning, and I have to say I feel like those screen grabs that you guys showed me did not do the movie justice. The screen grabs make it look like a cheesy, corny movie that doesn't look good. In reality, I'm with Ty and Nick on this one. That thing is almost a masterpiece. Zach Levi, Anna Paquin, both great actors, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that what you thought?
So I had a little different thoughts.
What did you think about it?
I've never watched a movie come from that category of movie before.
What's the category?
Feel good?
That's a Hallmark?
Yeah.
Hallmark.
Yeah,
It's like a Hallmark movie?
Yeah, it's like corny
big-time
might be the
production.
word you're looking for.
Shut
that?
up, Gump.
Corny?
You didn't even see it.
No, Gump, you haven't even
Come
watched it.
on, you won't
Gump,
watch
seen
it.
it.
Gump, you've been doing real pause. 38, 12, and 2, this guy.
Yeah.
Pick me up Friday. Hey, Gumpy.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you, dude. March Madness footy. Hey,
yeah.
There's no need for that burial of a very good human, Kurt Warner, okay? But I'm an hour and 12 minutes into that thing, and I haven't seen a fucking football thrown yet, okay? And it's a 2-hour movie. Let's figure. I don't know why it was being marketed on NFL Network. Now, granted, he is on NFL Network, but it should have came with a clause. Everybody should have said, hey, this movie is incredible. It will touch you right in your feels.
Oh, yeah.
There is a lot of that. But also, this is not a football movie.
No.
You need to know this is not a football movie. I thought I was signing up for, Remember the Titans, I thought I was signing up for, maybe Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I was signing up, maybe the program. I was signing up for a movie I'd never seen before. There was numerous times where I took screenshots. We're 35 minutes into this thing. We're 40-some minutes into this thing. We're an hour and 12 minutes into this thing. And I don't want to give anything away, but, there was a lot of this is not what I thought it was going to be at all.
Yeah.
Great story, though.
Great
Great
story.
story.
That's why I need the Kurt Warner documentary. Because I was too young for all this. I didn't know he was such a great guy and an incredible story, so I want the doc.
Shut up, Fox. You bashed the movie. You said it was the worst thing you've ever seen.
No.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, Pat, I just never seen a Hallmark movie. I need the documentary side.
No, you're a scumbag.
And I was set up by some people, I was kind of warned by you guys, like, hey, this is not a great film per se.
Whoa. Who said that? Who said that?
Gumpy. But I actually, I actually did enjoy, the last half hour saved the movie.
That's what I'm saying. 47 minutes.
Yeah,
It was all good. I thought it was all good. The story's crazy.
Packers for life. There was a few lines.
Stay in the pocket, Kurt.
Yeah, that really just had no business.
He got sacked 39 times in one practice.
Yeah, and who else wanted him? His friends were signing up for him. Like, all right, this is telling me a lot, I think, actually. But also, it's the movie. Yeah.
And he's a great dancer. I didn't know is Kurt as good a dancer as Zach Levi, who portrayed him?
I don't know
Probably
about
better.
that.
All right, let's get to a break.
He was a bad dancer. He had to learn how to dance.
All you need to know is it's not a football movie.
No.
And if you're a sports doofus who never saw a Disney movie growing up, it probably doesn't sign up for many other movies outside of your comedy sports world.
Yeah.
It will take you by surprise. like, what is this?
How about him torching Ray Lewis, though?
Oh,
I love that.
He's a great guy, too. Can't be lost in this.
Great.
Unbelievable.
I thought it was good casting, too, though. Honestly, I feel like that guy kind of looks like him. I feel like his on-field play, like they had some big hits. Do those guys really take those collisions? They really getting hit that hard?
I mean, he
Well,
was.
I don't
think
4
so.
minutes, dude.
I
All
don't
right,
think
listen. Enough with your.
I'm
how about
serious,
that
man.
Lakers game last night? It was a tight one.
Well, that was different. No, I'm talking about the movie.
Hey, real quick. How about
I
that
enjoyed
grab?
it.
How about that grab in Arena League? I think it was an Arena League. The guy caught. It was like a fingertip
Yeah.
grab
Oh,
front
yeah.
flip.
Yep.
I was like, God, this is what I signed up for. Now this is what I'm here for. You're right. You're 100% right. There was some great actual action, but man, him and his wife have a special type of love that I'm happy I got to learn all about.
Some of the lines.
It's a feel good story.
It's a Hallmark story.
Yeah. Tug at the heartstrings.
Maybe
true underdog story.
country music
That's right.
isn't that bad. Like, there are a few lines that just...
That was
they could've
hilarious.
just-
What the fuck are you talking
No,
about?
it was supposed to be like a very
grow up.
meaningful line. It wasn't supposed to be a
Why don't
funny
you be an
line.
adult?
I'm trying to be. That's why I'm trying to fairly grade this film. But it was a good film. Just probably take out half of the dialogue in it. And then
Oh,
it's-
come
it's
on. She just spit in Kurt's face.
No,
You're a bad
no,
guy, too.
not
You're a
at all.
And his wife.
Yeah, and Z-Man.
And Z-Man.
No, Brenda is a
Hey, by the way,
fantastic
Mike
Z-Man.
Marks.
Z-Man. Absolutely love Z-Man.
Yeah, legend.
All right, we're back in 4 minutes. Are you telling others to watch it?
Yeah, anyone that asks, of course.
I'm letting people know.
His story truly is a true underdog story. The way that he came into the league and the fact that he went in there as a Hall of Famer and won a Super Bowl. Like, are you kidding me?
Amazing story.
Yeah.
That being said, this is not a football movie.
No.
This is a Hallmark love program.
Yes, and the documentary, to Foxy's point, is going to be unbelievable someday.
I agree. Love Kurt.
Thank you, Kurt.
Isaac Bruce also. What a guy.
What a guy.
Great guy.
You're good.
Yeah.
We're back and forth, dude. I thought that was a football program. I was almost crying a couple times.
I know.
Man, I didn't sign up for this. I want to have a good day. This is the most miserable movie.
I mean,
I've
did you
ever
really
seen.
think I knew it wasn't going to be Varsity Blues? I knew that.
I didn't know. I didn't know what the celebration was like. Everybody loved him in the locker room, dude. That was. I mean, he went through a lot. I mean,
yeah, a lot.
It's amazing that Kurt Warner's the guy he is. I want to let you know that
He's on
because
food stamps.
had Hy-Vee and then he got a jawbreaker.
Yeah.
That's
Run
right.
out of gas.
And then you had people talking shit in the middle of a. Let's not give
Snowstorm,
too much away. Let's
blizzard.
not give too much away.
Still, it was real. They need to make a movie on Kurt Warner's offensive coordinator because when he's dumping on him, man, that's probably my favorite
Mike
part of the
Martz.
movie.
Mike Marks.
Mike Marks.
I mean, Mart seemed like quite a grade A asshole.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But then he came around.
did.
I don't want to give anything away.
Did this for you.
I wonder if Mart's
Spoiler.
watched that and was like, fuck this guy. We're back and forth. Some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. 1-833-4-McAfee. Can't wait to chat with you. See you then. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Coach Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man, Pat, it's an honor to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're a legend. Thank you for putting me through my workout and having the scouts actually come watch me kick at West Virginia. I don't think I've ever fully thanked you for that moment, Coach.
No, man, I've drank the McAfee Kool-Aid for a long time.
Let's get right into it. The locker room culture changed completely when I was in the league, from when I was a rookie to when I was done, and I retired after the 2016 season. Now it's even more different, I would assume, from when you came into Pittsburgh and everything like that. The dancing on the logo, the TikTok, everything like that you guys have had to experience. What is your messaging in there? How do you adapt and let players be themselves without, doing too much? Because that is a fine balance that you've been able to do, I think, in an incredible job with throughout your entire time in Pittsburgh.
I think for me, more than anything, I try to stay connected, just getting a sense of where these guys are coming from, what's in vogue for their generation, what captures their attention, how do they learn, how do they communicate, how do they interact with each other formally and informally. And I think being a parent kind of helps me. My boys are 19 and 20, so it's not much difference between them and some of the younger guys that I deal with here. And so for me, it's just about gaining an understanding, working to stay connected. That's my general attitude, man. It's adapt or die for me. And I don't want to be one of them old crusty guys, man, that just refuses to adapt. Although I am one of those old crusty guys now.
Yeah, you are old as shit now. You know what I mean? I mean, you've been around a long time. I remember back in the day, whenever you showed up, there was a lot more, to the camera. There was a lot more.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. Now you're just old ass man now, huh?
You know how it is. Years in this business will scar you, man. It'll settle you down.
That is classic. One of my favorite moments with you is when you would tell me every warm-up, I'm going to get you back to Pittsburgh when you're old and cheap. What's that mean? What did that mean? And should that have been taken as a smack in the mouth, like whenever you said that to me?
No, man, it was a tip of the cap, man. There's certain guys around this league that I'm really interested in, but I know I cannot afford. And you were one of them, so I was going to wait for you to physically deteriorate a little bit until you came back into my wheelhouse.
Yinzers are going to go bananas in Heinz Field this weekend. First time it could be filled up in a long time. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to... Oh, mama, I'm here. Oh, my life, Is that your alarm clock? Yeah, just say yes, by the way. Yeah.
It's my ringtone. It's my alarm
clock. We appreciate you, Coach T. Last question before we let you go. Why'd you let Troy Polamalu do what he fucking did to me? I know you've heard of this. Why? Well, that's a short side of the field. That's bad football. You guys coaching unsound football over there in Pittsburgh? How did that happen?
We know you and love you as a man. But on Sundays in the fall, man, you're the nameless gray faces that we...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, never had a losing season, absolute legend, two-time Super Bowl champion, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah!
Thank you, Coach. Not sticky at all, these gloves.
Yeah!
Did you see that? That's what I thought. Not sticky at all, these gloves.
Man, you grab that.
Not sticky at all. Yeah! These gloves are just like so slick. They're so slick, it's hard to catch stuff. Shit! It's so difficult to catch stuff. I don't know how these kids are doing it. I have no idea what's going on. Welcome back. McAfee Show here. People are tweeting about Hugh Jackson's foundation. I guess there's some stuff going on. Yeah. Just want to let everybody know the IRS is don't play.
Nope.
Okay. So another fun thing about the IRS is if they implement a tax, they're never going to take that back either.
No.
So, whenever we're voting on new taxes, I hope everybody remembers that, because I don't think they've ever been like, oh, that one only made this much money for the government that we could spend recklessly wherever we'll tell them it's going to this place, and it actually won't. They've never seen that and then said, you know what, we don't want that anymore. That's never happened. But the IRS is going to get you. And allegedly, Hugh Jackson might be staring down the barrel of old suit and tie who do number stuff. That ain't a good place to be, AJ. That is not a good place to be.
Why is it coming out now?
I have no idea. Probably had to report something.
There was someone tweeted something about his foundation and where the money came from the foundation, and the foundation Twitter account replied and said, all this money from a lot of the money from the foundation came from Hugh himself, and then I guess that, is a way to get around some taxes.
It's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, back in the day, I forget what it was, there was an entire story done about how people are running these foundations and they only give 7% of the money or whatever. Everything else goes to...
You can check it. You can check the big foundations online, the big charities, how much actually goes towards what they say and how much goes towards overhead and everything else.
What were you going to say, Foxy?
Sorry, I have the tweet. Do you want to see the Hugh Jackson stuff?
Yeah, sure. I'm not going to read that.
No.
Hugh Jackson Foundation collected Hugh Jackson's just some shit.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. There's a lot to it. Anytime you're talking with numbers and IRS and where money's going, they're gonna have to answer some questions. That's just gonna have to be something that does. But if you got all your books in a line, you're good. Shout out to CFO Phil.
Attaboy Phil.
Shout out to Cash App, by the way, making it a lot easier for us to do giveaways.
Thank you, Cash App.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Victor in California. What's going on, Victor?
What's going on, boys? How are y'all doing today?
Keep it moving.
Good today.
Keep it moving. That's right. Wanted to give a shout out and make sure you guys get your roses from, from the fans out here, all the way out here in California to the Toxic Table. Ty and, damn, now I forgot his name. That's how toxic I am. But I want to give you boys a shout out. You guys always bring the funny, bring the juice every single day. Shout out to AJ Hawk, the toxic guy up in the attic. Always got the great jokes for you, especially on the after hours. Want to say thank you for that. To the boy Zito in the back of Meraldo. You guys are always holding it down. Great production. Dirty with the great graphics. And I also want to give a shout out to, to the Hammer Dab. Let's go Steelers. Let's pick a good, hopefully we get a good quarterback this year. But my question to you, Patrick McAfee, the man, the myth, the legend. My question to you back in, I think it was a couple years ago, the Colts won a playoff game. You guys came all the way back, and I think the safety cut a serious Ric Flair promo. It was legendary the whole time. My question to you is, what were you doing during that promo was cut? And the second question is...
All right, we don't have time for a second question and all that. We got 10 seconds. Foxy's the only one to get a shout-out, or Gumpy, but we love you, Victor. We appreciate you, man. See you next hour. That was Sergio Brown. Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. That was created in training camp, and I believe I was actually in the stretch area where it was created. Sergio always brought the juice. He was our best gunner. I fucking love that dude. He ended up pulling a hand. Something happened. They made a bad roster decision. That was back before the IR. No, he ended up getting paid, I think. Whatever. Sergio Brown, fucking awesome. Give me 2 claps and Ric Flair. It became an entire thing. I was losing my mind, dude. What do you think I was doing? I was having a good time. I just won a game and I get to clap twice and yell at the top of my lungs in the locker room. I mean, I'm doing it. Absolutely. Yeah, but Sergio Brown is that guy. I thought Victor was going to give no love to Foxy, and he didn't. That's unbelievable.
That's okay. He forgot Connor's name, so that's kind of worse.
He gave table, though. He kind of said the entire table. Yeah. But thanks for that love, Victor. We appreciate it, man, obviously. Hour 3 will be on the other side. We got Dana White. AJ, what are you going to ask him about, dude?
Oh, I don't know. What's going on? There's a big fight coming up this weekend.
Huge.
I know that.
Yeah, Masvidal. There was a fight night this past weekend. Mm-hmm. There's some in boxing where the judges just fucked up completely, obviously. Yeah. I'm going to ask him about that.
I mean, Dana's been very open with how he feels about judges in the UFC, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's always talked, like he's been the first promoter, I think, to ever go publicly about burying the judges. Like, I don't think that's right.
He'll bury the refs. He'll bury anybody. He doesn't care.
But how would he change it? Can we not change that?
Well, it's like the commission. Each state, I think, has their own commission on who they make the judges. It's a whole, I don't know. The whole process seems weird.
I'm excited to learn about it from old Dana White, a man who's been in a long time. Also, talk about this. I mean, I guess the fight this weekend has some real bad, like actual bad blood. Anytime Street Jesus is walking into a cage, I think I'm here to watch it.
Yeah, they hate each other.
Where's that at? Vegas, T-Mobile.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it. All right, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. We'll see you then. Y'all are the best. Cheers. And thank you to Victor for that love. We all appreciate it and, need it sometimes. Cheers. The Jacksonville Duval Jaguars are dead. And I think that is something that is a shame. But we should at least have a moment of silence, I guess, for the Urban Meyer-led Jacksonville Jaguar squad. He chose one time not to fly back home with the team after a loss. Said, I gotta see the grandbabies. That's right. The only babies he saw were those young ladies at the shop house that week. Devil. He had to answer a lot of questions about that, but then he got back on track and started coaching football.
Oh, yeah. Forget about the fingers.
And they won. They won a game in London. How'd they win? It's because they forgot about the fingers.
That's right.
And then they came back to America. And they lose. And they lose. And they lose. And they lose. And anonymous sources say, this guy fucking stinks. He's laughed out of meeting rooms. Everybody wants to smack him in the mouth.
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
Have a little mirror therapy, pal.
A little bit.
You stink.
You guys ever get yourself one of these? I didn't think so, you losers.
Hey, this one from high school. This one from college. And this one right here, middle fingers open for the NFL. If any of you would stop fucking me over.
Goddamn right.
That's what we're trying to get. Hey, you, defense coordinator.
What's that?
You got any of these?
No, I don't. I don't,
Coach. I thought you're a fucking loser.
I'm sorry, Coach.
You need to stop by the job. Anyways, they're dead. Do you ever think about dabbling more on the internet? I know you don't really do it much, but
Never.
you are beloved on there,
never,
Chuck.
Hey, Pat, never going on the internet.
Chuck!
Never go. No, because two things. Number one, once you're successful, I always say, being successful is like being the homecoming queen. All the ugly bitches hate you. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. When you're successful, you're gonna have built-in enemies, and then the more successful you become, the more enemies come at you. So I don't want to give them access to me because I'm not that guy. If you say something mean to me, I gotta say something mean back to you. When I was younger, I used to fight all the time. I'm too old to fight now, but I can still verbalize some insult.
Yes.
And like, let's say if I'm out drinking, because people know I like to drink. If I'm drinking my vodka or some tequila and you insult me, there's a 100% chance I'm gonna say some shit back at you. And the problem with being famous, Pat, and I don't like calling myself famous, but it is what it is.
Yeah, 21.
People can say anything they want to me, and nobody gives a shit. But the first time I go crazy on their ass, I'm gonna get crushed.
Yeah, you're not classy. You're not professional, obviously. Yeah, be a
so
gentleman.
I choose not to let people have access to me in that situation.
Thank you. I'll tell you what, it's pretty cool. Roger Goodell gave me a big hug beforehand, too, so that's pretty sir. Thank you so much. Shane, you drinking? Yeah. Cheers to you, man. That was a good one. That was good. That was good. Oh, that was I feel like it went pretty good. Oh, look at the phone.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. Hour 3 on Let's Get After It Monday. February 28th, 2022. Shall I begin? Now. Yeah. AJ, I don't know if you know. You know.
You look great.
Thank you. I think they're a little.
Keep them on.
Huh?
You're going to keep them on, right, for Dana?
Well, this is actually how I look. What do you mean, keep them on? Yeah, this is what I wear every day.
Yeah, take them off.
That's what I wear every day, man.
I would love to drive by you in your new car and see you at a stoplight with those on.
Well, this is like the cauliflower ear. You know, you see somebody with these on, you don't fuck with them. You see somebody with cauliflower ear, you don't fuck with them. It's pretty easy. I'm just trying to give warning signs out. These two right here are certified fucking weapons. I'll smack you in the mouth if I got to come on the inside, but if you eat one of those, pow, it's over for you. And I think that is something that it says when I'm on the wheel, driving.
Oh, yeah. I think it might say the opposite.
What does that mean?
If I put my affliction pants on, you hear me? If I put my affliction pants on, I got my belt buckle on, maybe same shirts I wear all the time, and then these two fucking things right here, you don't think that says, pow, that's not a guy to mess, even though I ain't got the cauliflower here, bang, that's not a dude I want to fuck with. You don't think people are saying that? I think so, dude. They know these things are flown around.
If I see you shadow boxing at stoplights, yeah, you're right. I probably wouldn't say anything to you.
Oh, imagine me. Imagine me getting out of my car at every red light, getting out of my car.
Gotta keep the heart rate up, guys.
Get some reps in.
Awesome. That would be fucking sweet. Shooting for fake takedowns. Yeah.
Fucking God, I got you.
Single leg, got him.
There's a former UFC champion that may or may not have been on this show before. That this past Friday we were walking by each other, and I fucking single leg, you're down. I already won. And then I just walked away. 1-0, dude. Just see you later. That's going to come back around on me.
Did that?
Oh, yeah.
Unless you get him again.
Did that champion accept his fate?
No, he looked at me, and I was like, 1-0, dude. And I just kept walking. Like, he just had to, go about his business.
Yeah, right.
That's going to come back, though. He remembered that because I do think I got in there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, don't get it twisted, though.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's not going to end well, man. All he's got to do is he's going to see you coming. He's going to throw a knee right to your face.
Well, Ben Askren, you're talking about Masvidal.
Yeah.
All right, that's what you're talking about. He could also do the double arm pow right to my back like he did to this table and broke.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as I get the fuck off of me. You know what I mean?
Break some ribs.
But I will say I was part of the linebackers position drills.
Run group?
Position drills, yeah. Whenever I was young, the first regime, they let me do like practice, you know. I'd play quarterback in the 7-on-7. I'd play running back in the linebacker drills. I'd be a part of the, the sprawl, like, hey, the block sprawl thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I got that.
Playing off the cut blocks?
Yeah. Hey, that was your entire life, huh? You did that every single day. Just went up, nope. That whole thing.
You got to get your feet out. Don't let them get to your feet.
Well, I'm moving my feet there so quick you can't fucking see it underneath this thing. Don't you
I know. I'm co-signing for that.
Hey, do you ever think about just bringing a knee right to that person trying to cut you, like
Yeah,
Masvidal?
that'd be a great. I mean, I would love to do that actually.
Yeah, what you gotta do is, shoot those feet back. You see that?
Let me see.
Shoot those feet back.
Ooh.
He says these.
But you got to do it while you keep moving though. You got to keep going down the line.
Yeah. Shit.
I might have got you there.
This is my clinic for my speaker system, dude. I don't want to tell you. Here's my Nyjah. Houston's, dude. I'm about to go skater boys. See you later, boy.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, man. But just know when I got these on, it ain't time to fuck around. They're autographed by me. This is for my first fight.
Damn. Yeah. Is it really?
Oh yeah. Knockout.
Yeah, you should have seen me. It was at a Lazy Lizard in Morgantown, West Virginia. It was about 2:30 a.m. There's a little bit of something popping off on one of the back bars. I think it was down in the basement. I pulled these right out of my back pocket.
Yep.
Right on top of the bar, jumped. Ha! Bang! It was over, and then I was like, all right. The security guard says, it's over. Sign the gloves. Wear them every day.
There you
No
go.
big deal.
Why wouldn't you?
1-0.
Joining us
2-0 now.
Well, I mean, with these on, you know what I mean?
That's quick, dude.
Thank you.
Holy shit.
Like I only saw like one. That's how like.
Why not just
Keep
think-
going.
think
Keep
about
going.
what-
Let me see.
Think about what this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight to the chest.
Knockout.
Yeah. Let alone the
Scary.
sprawl technique. I already go bang.
Crack
You know what I mean?
Sternum.
McGregor.
You know what I mean?
Join us now.
Chest
I like to fight in virtual reality
Okay.
in the Oculus.
Yeah.
Thrill of the fight, mostly because you can't get punched in the actual face.
You don't want to hurt anyone either.
Well, also, yeah, who knows what these two things are going to do?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Joining us now, another Oculus fighter, a man who is a boxing trainer turned business mogul, president of the UFC. Massive fight happening this Saturday as Masvidal and Colby Covington finally get a chance to settle some beefs that seem to be very personal. Ladies and gentlemen, Dana White. What's up, dude?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey, you see the lightning in these goddamn gloves, Dana? I don't know.
I do.
You know what I mean? I mean, this is actually a gift from you. I don't know if you know that. You sent me these right before you came on. We're talking to a basketball guy, got the basketball out, super sportsy. Then we're talking football, I got the football out. I figured if I put these gloves on, I'm immediately tougher. You take me more serious. Is that accurate or the opposite? AJ said it.
Absolutely.
Hey, massive fight this weekend. Obviously, you guys just came out of a great weekend as well. We're listening to Masvidal and Covington talk to each other on Stephen A's World. This is really personal. Like, is this what you like as a promoter? When people get a chance to experience why two dudes hate each other going in there, or does that not matter to you think?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter as much. It's fun when it does happen. It's fun when you get these kind of storylines, narratives, bad blood, hatred, whatever you want to call it. And, it just makes the fight a little bit more exciting. But at the end of the day, the problem with some of the shit talk in fights is sometimes those type of fights don't the shit talk was better than the actual fight. So hopefully that's not the case in this one.
Dana, where does this one rank between Colby and Masvidal when it comes to like the animosity between the two? Where does it rank compared to a lot of other fights that you've been a part of?
No, it's up there. It's up there with Jones and Cormier. The difference is that these guys actually live together, trained out of the same camp, and you get a few of these every once in a while that this happens. But yeah, and the bottom line is the thing is too. You can have all the shit talk you want, but you got the number one guy in the world versus the number 6 guy in the world. So these are real dudes. These are real real tough guy, so it should be a good fight.
Number one dude in the world is Covington. He's hated by, I think, he's turned full heel at this point, right? Like, he has completely embraced the heel role. And Masvidal is a guy that kind of took over the world. Now, obviously, he was in street fighting way back in the day with Kimbo, when we all used to log on to the internet and watch Kimbo just fucking kill people in backyards. What a great time that was. You remember those internet? We'd have to call Dana to get on the internet to watch Kimbo beat the fuck out of somebody. Jorge was doing that. Now he's in the UFC. When you're putting this fight together with Covington, and you just heard about it, you know, some have more animosity than others. Is that something you create as a bookmaker, like, or as a booker? Like, hey, we should have this at this particular time because the NFL's done. There ain't shit to do on a fucking Saturday anymore. Like, do you think about all that, or is it just so happen to line up perfectly for you?
No, it just lined up timing-wise after the Super Bowl. And yeah, I mean, Colby Covington's been the number one ranked guy in the world for a while, so he took his shots at Usman. You know, the reality is if Kamaru Usman doesn't exist, Colby Covington is the world champion at 170 pounds. So Masvidal is a bad dude. These guys hate each other. They've been talking for a long time, and now was the time that the fight came together.
Masvidal obviously need Ben Askren's head off. 5 seconds. I think it was like this, you know, and that you capitalize on that moment. I think we then went to the baddest motherfucker championship when The Rock came out in Madison Square Garden, I think, and cut the entire promo. When you think about grander marketing things like that, like the BMF title, should that not be on the line? Do you not think like things like that should be on the line more? Or do you have other titles or ideas for these guys that are incredible, but they happen to live in an Usman world? Or is that not something you think about going forward?
Yeah, no, I do. You know, we did the BMF title. It was a one-time thing. You know, it was fun when we did it. But yeah, you're probably right. I probably should make that belt on the line when there isn't a world title fight on the line. Because Masvidal has it. Masvidal has the belt.
So we doing that this weekend or what? Is that on Saturday?
Where's my crew? I don't know. Maybe we do. I don't know. Maybe.
How's life, Dana? How's life for you? Incredibly busy. You guys had a fight this past weekend. You got a fight coming up. Or are you just working 24/7 and you just love this shit, huh?
Yeah, we've been busy, but it's good, man. Yeah, it's all good. I do love this, and yeah, I'm still having as much fun as I did. I might even be having more fun now than I did back in the day. Yeah.
Because you're made?
Yeah, it's just not as stressful as it was back then. You know, we didn't know if we're going to make it or we weren't going to make it. I'm pretty sure we're going to make it now.
I was about to say, at what point? When you guys sold for like $6 billion? Is that when you knew it? Or is there
No, to be honest with you, when we sold, that was another hard time that we had to battle through. We sold. We didn't. They got me to stay. We didn't have a TV deal. Fox was done. And we were out there looking for a new TV deal. So that was another hard thing that we had to battle through. Then here comes COVID. We battled through that, and I don't know what else is left. I think we have our own arena next door now, so I don't give a shit what's next. We're good. And we got our place set up in Abu Dhabi. We can go there whenever we want to. So yeah, there isn't too much to stress about anymore.
Hey, the hustlers survive when the rest of the world crumbles, you know? And they say the work only begins once you get to the top of the mountain. I feel like you took that as a challenge once it sold for $6 billion to let everybody know, no, we fucking are worth more, actually. And then when everybody else was doing their entire thing, I feel like that's what we watched from you. Am I accurate in thinking that?
100%, yeah. And, you know, Ari Emanuel, you know, who put up the $4.025 billion. Jeez. You know, was counting on me and the team to pull this thing off. So, you know, I was very loyal to the Fertitta brothers and very loyal to Ari when he made that purchase.
So let's talk about when you get to the Fertitta brothers. Obviously, the story is that you were like sleeping in their basement. Now it must have been a massive fucking basement. I mean, they are the Fertittas, but allegedly you go from Boston to Vegas. You're training people. You meet up with Fertittas. You see what the UFC could potentially be. Your vision of it. They end up buying it for like $1 million or something. You guys go all in and invest this thing. You have to trailblaze. You have to get states to okay this. You got to make some rules that maybe the old school UFC UFC folks don't like, but this will be better for an international appeal. Now we're in a world where it feels like the old school shit is still a problem in the modern world. This judging situation, how do we fix it? You're the only person that can fix the judging situation in all of combat sports. This past weekend, obviously, you guys had your thing going. There was a boxing match where a dude had a higher percentage landed, higher amount of punches connected, higher amount of punches thrown. He loses. I've heard you bitch about the judges before, after fights. How do we fix that? And what is that entire process, you think?
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things to fix, actually. You have the states. We're regulated by the state. The state oversees us, make sure that everything is, is a fair playing field. And I can't overrule them. Believe me, I think you remember back in the day when I used to go crazy over Mazzagatti because he was such a bad ref. At that point in time, the Nevada State Athletic Commission is the strongest commission in the world. And at that point in time, they were the weakest. And it was very frustrating for us. But, all you can do is offer assistance in training these guys better. And, but they're always, listen, the NFL don't always make the greatest calls. The NBA doesn't make the greatest calls. You're always going to have bad officiating. It's always going to happen.
It's such a fascinating world, too, because, I think you were the first promoter that publicly, and you said you used to lose your mind. I think you are the first guy, and I think it's because you're self-made and work in your own world, so you can do whatever you want. You're kind of setting the example of what you get to act like, which is awesome, first of all.
That's not true. That's not true.
Really?
Back then, when I was going crazy on the athletic commission, I was home on a Sunday morning after a fight, and my phone rang, and it was the governor of Nevada. And he basically, me and him had like one of those. He's like, you ever fucking talk shit about the state of Nevada like that again, and I'll pull your license.
Hey, and did you put
You'll
these
never
on?
promote another fight again in this. No, I said, thank you, sir. May I have another? No, I did not.
Good business. Go ahead, Ty.
Dana, you've kind of told us about like the matchmaking process in the past, but when you have these events damn near every weekend and you have to fill up these cards and make sure that, like, do you ever get anxiety or feel like an extra amount of pressure where it's like, shit, I got to deliver an unbelievable show week in, week out for everybody?
No, I mean, yes, the night of the fight, you get some of that, but I mean, we're at a point now where I always say we're the bells and whistles guys. We go in, we sell the fight, we tell you why you need to watch the fight, we sell tickets, we sell pay-per-views, and then once that gate door closes on Saturday night, it's out of our hands and it's up to the fighters. And the beautiful thing about this sport is, over the last 20 years, these kids have delivered every. I mean, tell me the last shitty UFC event you saw. I mean, it's just, we're on a run right now that's unbelievable.
Could you imagine if I would have just said, well, Dana, like right there, like Dana, 2 weeks ago. It has been an incredible run, though, because I think guys understand it more now, and ladies, obviously. They understand from the content game. It feels like, and this is going to get a little inside baseball, but back in the day, all the wrestlers were natural hustlers, okay? So they were selling their own shit. They were creating their own stories. They were doing their own thing. They were driving town to town. It feels like the UFC guys and the mixed martial arts guys, they understand, like Sugar Sean says, like, I'm putting on a performance in there. Like, you hear these guys, it feels like they know what would make it best for UFC. And at this point, you have to feel great about that is kind of the stable of fighters you have that know you got to go out there and almost put on a show and want to put on a show, right?
Yeah, I think it's gotten to the point now where they know, to stay here and have any type of career here, you got to deliver.
Those match bonuses and knockout bonuses and all those things, who makes those decisions? Strictly you, or you guys have a board, a council?
Yeah, there's 4 of us after the fight that we get together and argue over it sometimes, and sometimes we all agree, and we determine who gets them.
I mean, Masvidal and Covington have a chance to set up for a lot here. Go ahead, AJ.
Dan, you mentioned something about like the judges, and obviously you can't really do a whole lot. You say we'll try to train them or help out how we can. How can you help? Like, and who is training these judges?
So what you do is, what we would do is, we've done this many times. We'll put up the money to to host the judges, and they'll watch films, but it's the head of the athletic commission that oversees the whole thing, and they'll watch films. We'll set it up so that all the fights are available. And we'll bring in the projector or whatever you need to do to make it happen, and feed them and and make a whole day out of it.
Are there fighters in there like watching it with him to try to explain what they're seeing? Like how does that work?
No, it's the head of the athletic commission. The guy who runs the athletic commission knows what the rules are, knows what, it's like, and here's part of the problem. I had one of the trainers come over to me the other day during the Ultimate Fighter is filming right now, and one of the fights happened. Awesome. And he thought that the fight, that one of the rounds was a 10-8 round. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? A 10-8 round is when somebody just gets their ass whooped for 5 minutes, and there's times where you think, God, they should stop this fight. That's a 10-8 round to me. So lots of different people have different ideas of what they're looking at and what they think a 10-8 or a 10-7 round should be.
All right, so you have Ultimate Fighter still happening. You had Fight Night happening over the weekend. Now you have a big fight. Are you at every event? Are you still doing everything? And are you still plugged into basically all that's going on in UFC?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. At the Ultimate Fighter, you're pissed at a judge. That's awesome. You got Covington, and Masvidal coming up in a sold-out T-Mobile play in Las Vegas. You had a Fight Night on ESPN Plus. There's always potential streaming shit. There's always platform stuff. There's always deals you have to be a part of. And you're in there at the Ultimate Fighter for a round telling a judge, can't have it. Can't have. I love it, man. Have you always been this way, or you think?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, listen, I've been working since I was 19. I've been in this business, and I love it. I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Imagine if you just fucking, you know what I mean, put these bad boys on one time. You still doing the Oculus? You still fighting and working out? You got fucking Friday.
So I've been working out, but I've been lifting weights. I need to get back into the Oculus. I love the Oculus. Did you try it?
Yes, I tried before you, Dane. I don't want to say I was on this before you, but I was in the thrill of the fight. It's the best, isn't it? I'm knocking these dudes out. Oh, and then you're drenched in sweat afterwards.
It's so true, man. I literally set ours up in the gym so you can make that part of your cardio workout. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a smart move. I've seen your office too. You can set up. Hey, you done good, Dana.
Yeah.
Done good. Go ahead, Tone.
Dana, I got to ask you something because it's been bothering me for a while. One of your fucking Fridays, you made a pickle pizza, and you said, I hate fucking lemon, and then you put lemon on your pizza. Why did you do that?
No. I don't hate lemon. I didn't like the lemon. They had too much lemon on the pizza.
Oh, okay.
With the pickles, it was good, but they put too much lemon on so the lemon was too strong for the pizza.
Hey, fuck it Friday. You say 10,000 calories or more?
Oh man, we just did a fucking In-N-Out burger fried In-N-Out burger.
Wow, come on.
Yeah, it's
bro.
It's
watching
good, but it's bad.
Watching you take a big ass bite into this random. Pretty good. Yeah. Actually.
You almost choked on that donut.
The donut almost killed you. I thought we lost to Dana. You know what I mean? I thought we lost to Dana.
Well, the problem with that one was it had a shitload of peanut butter in it, which immediately dries your mouth up. And it had gummy worms. You know, anything, you got to chew for 10 minutes before you swallow it.
Yeah. That feels like a fucking Friday went wrong there. That feels like that recipe was made for disaster. What's next for you, Dana? Do you ever get to think about the future? I know you're so dialed into right now, but what about the UFC? Is there anything else other than just killing it every single week and putting together great cards?
Well, once the world starts to, every time I say the world gets back to normal, the world gets crazy.
Whoa, did we beat COVID? You think we beat COVID?
I think we did. Nobody's talking about COVID anymore.
It'll
pop up again. It'll pop up again. But I want to go to Africa. I want to do a fight in Africa. That's my big. I got to do it before the end of my career.
How would that be, like outside, inside, or like what are you thinking whenever you think about the arena or the setup?
I don't like outside at all unless you're in a place that like Abu Dhabi where it's absolutely positively not going to rain.
Yes,
but the rain scares me and the wind scares me. Any type of elements outside that could affect the outcome of the fight, I don't like.
Well, we appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us. I assume we're a part of, being a distraction for your business having success. So we appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for having me, boys.
Hey, hold on. You're wearing the Tom Brady shirt. He's allegedly potentially getting into investing, like maybe being a minority owner of the Dolphins. It's all being floated out. Do you talk business with anybody like him, or do you guys did all just like mentorship or anything like that?
I talked to him yesterday, but we didn't talk about that. We didn't talk about any of that kind of stuff. And we only text. So I've sort of left him alone since his retirement. Let him spend some time with his family. You know, I'm sure everybody and their mother's blowing him up. So we talked yesterday, but not about stuff like that.
How about like whenever you talk about the Full Send podcast and those guys, how many did they sell? They did like 25 million in like 10 minutes or something.
With the metaverse and Ethereum.
And I think you were on the Full Send podcast and they were talking. Yeah, killed, absolutely. And they're talking about maybe you having a fight in the metaverse or anything like that. That's something you have to think about now at this day though, right? Like you have to figure out how you're going to go about doing it all.
We're working on it right now. We're actually working on that. Yep.
Are you getting in there in the metaverse? You strapping that fucking Oculus on and going in the war?
Sounds like it's going to happen.
All right, we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Dana White, thank you, man.
Hey, Dana!
Since you're hot.
Yeah, I assume.
Sweaty?
Threw a lot of punches in there, too.
Yeah, wearing hand warmers.
You know what I mean? I got the...
For you wearing those every day, they smell remarkably good.
Yeah, it's like hockey equipment. Back when I was young, I used to have all my hockey equipment. It used to smell so bad. My gloves, I wear them every day. To work and home from work. People got driving gloves. I got these gloves, so everybody around me knows get the fuck out of the way.
Goddamn right.
You got to get Zeke to tape up your hands next time.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, every time that'd be a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you're committed, aren't you?
Well, what I learned was you're not getting as many fights anymore.
Sure.
So you don't need to always have the gloves on.
Well, and you get out of your car at red light shadow boxing, people aren't fucking with you at all.
Rolling up windows.
Too many potholes, too.
Oh,
potholes.
Let's get to a break. I assume that's a national problem.
Be careful.
Thanks, Hogshead.
They're craters.
Well, listen, we don't know if that's Hogshead's issue. Probably,
Let's
but
put
who
it on.
knows? I don't want to. That guy's got enough.
Yeah, I mean, I know the one in the city are, and there are some big ones.
There's a couple moats out on my street.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't just in the city, bub.
How's it in Ohio? You guys just drive it on like dirt roads everywhere?
Yeah, nasty potholes, man. It happens every time after the snow and ice melts and everything. Yeah, then they spend the rest of the year trying to fix it before they happen again.
Well, then we don't really have any time to enjoy it because then it just happens again.
Right.
It's an interesting process. I feel like I saw some meme, which immediately warrants respect. I saw some meme of this one company where they were able to just like fucking pave a
really?
like 100-yard area pretty quickly and then just move to the next one. It seemed like it dried easily too and quickly. Why don't we just do that everywhere?
That's a good question.
Let's get some new roads out here, dude. I seen a guy with
Was it Elon?
no, it wasn't Elon. We need Elon.
Yeah, Elon's.
Him just sending Starlink, by the way. Hey, no problem. Nobody else has this, but you do now. Ain't nobody can fuck with you. Don't worry about it. We'll open up more channels later, but for the time, it seems like Z and the boys need it over there in Ukraine. Love that he could do that. Great to have that alien on our particular Earth.
Hell yeah.
I saw somebody just in the back of a truck this morning, shut down just with a shovel, and then they were just moving down the road. It's
Oh, like a random truck.
no.
Work
It was
truck.
hired. It was a hired work truck, but that thing wasn't being dried at all. There's a car coming right behind it.
Yikes.
That's all getting splashed right out. So they're trying to catch up, but I don't think they can at this point.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I saw a couple of them. They're just throwing fucking sandbags in the center of them. It's like, well, guess what? You go over one of those, it's a manhole. I mean, it becomes...
Oh, there's one up to the middle of the shin.
Can't have it.
Really?
Shin. Oh.
Yeah, they put an entire construction cone in it, like the big ones.
And saw the top of it.
Yeah.
Just saw the top of it, little guy sticking out. Hey, that's fucking whatever month, February.
That's right. February.
That's February driving, dude. All right, we're back in 4 minutes, wrapping up the day here. A lot to talk about still. The NFL calendar, where are we? What's happening next? Combine this week. A lot to learn.
When's the first workout we're going to get to see on TV?
Wednesday, I believe. Wednesday. Okay. I think Wednesday.
Bet you we're going to get some hand sizes tomorrow.
Yeah. Measurements.
It's going to get a lot of boozed up NFL people around town tonight. We'll have ear to the ground. Obviously, we'll have sources and all these things.
Driggs has his whole week set up, doesn't he? I saw some of that.
He let everyone know exactly where he was going to be. Too.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's the last thing I'm doing ever. But there's only a certain amount of spots here in Indy anyways.
True.
So you're kind of getting it. Indy crushes it. All these other... Green Bay might be getting a draft, I guess.
Yeah, a couple years.
Between them, Detroit, and DC.
By the way, Green Bay will crush it. They have that entire touchdown town set up with Lambeau in the back. It'll be like Nashville's fucking thing.
Yeah, Broadway. Yeah, where it was set up.
It's like a confined area that'll be...
End of April, too. The weather could be awesome then, like 72 and beautiful.
12 feet.
I don't know how many people will go, like that aren't Packers fans. I guess some football fans would travel out there, but
People probably would that haven't seen Lambeau that want to kind of see the whole experience. I guess they may give them a reason to travel there.
yeah, and there's tours you can take of Lambeau. And I think those cost more than the tickets to the game, but I'm joking. I think it'll be great. I think that type of thing is good for the NFL. Showcasing the cities, bringing some life to the local small towns. Indianapolis has it. I assume Indy would do great with the draft if we were to have it. Oh, yeah. Green Bay would be sweet as well. But Nashville seems like
winner every time.
Yeah, perfect.
I don't know. I just because maybe I was there, but that was perfect.
Yeah,
right down Broadway. That was, and they're going to try to replicate that and find that every single city. Hopefully, maybe Green Bay gets in a rotation.
Fingers crossed.
We're back in 4 minutes. See you then. Bye. What happened?
What's up?
So what did he?
What?
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Are you
What?
serious? What is this?
What just?
Oh, hey, you got one of these?
Holy shit!
Wow.
What the?
What is that? I ain't one of these.
What? This
I ain't one of these.
is Baby Belt 2.0. This is better than yours.
Whoa.
No, that ain't. Look. Hey, look at mine, AJ. Huh? That is this one. You got that little baby version. Look at that. You got a little baby Jesus title.
No. Oh, no. This has been my bracelet I've been wearing around the house lately.
Yeah, see, this ain't fitting around anybody.
No way.
Don't you worry about that. This is a thigh wrap. You know what are you doing?
Look, see, it's perfect. Right behind my bracelet.
That's good.
I just saw a picture of you getting out of, I think, a 757 that was from Jim Irsay. What was that, and have you ever been in that plane before?
I thought it was like the team plane to fly all of the Indianapolis Colts. Literally, I mean, it's got the logo on it, Pat, and it was awesome. But look, that's just Jim. Pat, I had a wonderful 14 years there. It's obviously the team that I wanted to play for always. I understood the decision he had to make, and no hard feelings. And for him to send his plane to fly me and my son down here, it was a great gesture. A lot of room for me and Marshall. We were throwing the football. So, pretty cool experience. Pretty cool father-son weekend.
By the way, as he's moving from event to event right now, you are the best, dude. Where are you headed right now?
I'm going to the game. I got Lynch. I got Faneca. I got these guys in the background.
Boys, congratulations. Yeah! Congratulations, boys. All right, Peyton. Oh, hey, there he is. Marshall, I hope you enjoyed that plane, pal. Hey, Peyton, last thing here. You talking to Tom Brady, you becoming friends with him. It was interesting to watch. Oh, yeah, take the photo. Take the photo. All right, we will wrap this up.
Well, I'll tell you, Pat, I don't think anybody can do what Tom has done. Look, I know how hard it was for me to get on the same page with my receivers, learn a new system, learn new coaches. But I had a full off season. I was injured. I was rehabbing. The fact that Tom has done this in a COVID pandemic off season, no time to meet with his receivers. He met with his coaches illegally by breaking into Byron Leftwich's house. So besides that, it's been incredible what he's been able to accomplish, and he deserves all the credit. His leadership is what's put the Bucs in this game today, and I have great respect for him because I know how hard it is, but he deserves all the credit.
Hey, how did you know Red 18 was coming?
Pat, I mean, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you telling that story and just growing the legend. That was about the 18th time I tried it. I was 17 going into that. And, you know, when it doesn't hit, you just keep walking. Nobody ever really tells you about it. So when it hit, I was as surprised as you were. And the reaction from some of the good old folks there in the casino that night was pretty special.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. You made me and those folks in the casino a bunch of money. Congrats on the Hall of Fame nod. Thank you for spending time. Enjoy yourself at the game, Peyton.
Pat, thanks, pal. I appreciate you.
The Sheriff, Hall of Famer, Peyton Manning. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show. Today's show is presented by Cash App. Cash App is the easiest way to send, spend, and save your money. That's why they're helping us fulfill all of our giveaways for 2022.
Hell yeah.
Winners of the hashtag PMS Feel Good Friday 2022 giveaway coming soon.
Okay.
That's 58,000.
Yep.
Yes.
That seems like so long ago.
Yeah.
A lot has happened since then. But can't wait to announce those winners within the next 2 days. In the meantime, if you aren't on Cash App yet, use code McAfee when you sign up for $15. That's code McAfee for a free $15 in your Cash App account immediately upon signing up with it. MCAFEE. And on Cash App, you can buy pieces of any stock with as little as $1.
Wow.
You can buy Bitcoin one time, daily, weekly, monthly with as little as $1.
Okay.
Get in the game with our friends at Cash App. Download in the App Store / Google Play Store today. How's Bitcoin doing? Do we know?
I think it's
Let's
still
see.
down compared to what it was earlier.
Well, that's the interesting thing, but it's up compared to what it was like
at-
a year
previous to
ago.
that,
It's
yeah.
at 41,000.
So is that like 20 something, right? Whenever the whole world kind of heard about it, and then it went all the way up to like 50, 60.
Yeah, 60.
And then it came down to 30. Everybody's like, it's dead, it's dead, it's dead. Now it's back up to 40. Who knows what's going on out there?
What is going on with that thing?
What is going on with that thing?
No one knows.
What's going on with that thing, AJ?
I don't know. I mean, from what people say, it has to go up, right?
Well, no, it doesn't because it did come down a couple times.
Could it get taken over by another crypto, Ethereum or one of those?
Well, Ethereum
Doge?
tried its best. Well, I don't know if Doge ever. That dog is cute and it is going to the moon, but I think that might be done. The thought of Ethereum though, getting in with the metaverse, which is through the Nelk boys with Full Send, that seems like that's going to be a move. But everybody just assumes Zuck is going to create his own.
Yeah, yeah.
Bitcoin.
That guy scares me, so let's not buy that one.
He does seem to have the most what's up with that guy about a lot of people, you know?
Oh,
Wow.
He drinks water out of a glass, very normal. I can relate.
He just has barbecue sauce sitting on his mantle.
Yeah.
AJ.
What?
I love that you just go with such a direct, and I knew exactly what you were speaking of as soon as you're saying it. But that was what you saw. You judged, and you said, "Oh, that guy's not a human." Is that what happened?
Seeing that clip, you would think that, but I actually just listened to Zuck. He did a podcast with Lex Friedman. I listened to some of it because I was surprised I hadn't seen Zuck out there really talking. It was a couple hours long. Haven't listened to all of it, but he tries to be a human in it, I think.
Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to hear how human he is. Will you please?
He sounds more human than he looks drinking water.
Will you? He was also being questioned, obviously.
Yeah, right.
Interrogated about his entire, world. He is smarter than everybody in the room about what he's talking about. And he's also trying to stay out of jail, probably. I mean, there's a lot. Maybe that's why he drank his water awkwardly. But, I mean, as the world continues to go, Zuck is going to be a part of a lot of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This metaverse thing, hey.
Pretty big, huh?
Could be huge.
I guess. Those Nelk boys made like 20-some million.
Were they selling NFTs? What were they doing?
They're selling passes into their area in the metaverse.
Yep.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
It's awesome.
Like VIP pass?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Fast pass?
Like
It's a full
that's
set
like you
pass.
and Fogel. Fogel tried to get you into the VIP section of that bar,
All right.
right?
You're always wrong with that.
Let's go to the phones.
Oh, okay, my bad. Guy Fieri tried to get you in, and Fogel said no, don't let him.
Still wrong.
That's interesting. I mean, two very similar situations where we were in VIP areas of clubs and said dudes were in different areas of the VIP area center. You know what I mean? I had my own area. They have their area, normally bigger, both of them, bigger area than my area. Then I get invited into their areas. One says, I'll make you famous. The other says, I'm the Subway guy.
Hey, bro, you're pretty gangster. I'll make you famous.
He did just put a camera on me immediately, flashlight on.
Dance.
It's a good song, I gave it to him. Hey, how's your family guy? Hey, how about a pow and a pang? That's you, right?
Boom, gangster.
Is he the pilot? I thought that was
I don't think that's him.
Yeah. It was probably pretty disrespectful what it did. Probably why the video never made it out. I never got famous.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Hell of a party, though. Hell of a party. He was very nice to us the rest of the way, wasn't he, Nick? Nick, he was very nice to all of us.
Was he?
Yeah.
You got a very different definition of nice, I think.
Nick doesn't like Guy Fieri. And I don't know.
I like Guy.
Do you know him personally?
Yeah, I've been around him a few times, different things.
Like him?
Super nice guy, always. Always wants to cook and have you try the food that he's been making and different things. Yeah,
It sounds like a good guy. This is my type of guy.
Just trying to feed people and make people happy, Nick.
He wasn't doing it that night. He was feeding us a bunch of bullshit.
Well, whoa. Now, granted, I mean, it did seem like Triple D was giving us a little bit of bullshit, but he was at a party having his own good time.
Yeah.
We want from the guy.
Handing out donkey sauce. I think he is doing a restaurant, 2-floor. Like half of it's a sports book. So guy is
here in Indy.
I think it is in Nevada or Arizona. I forget which one.
Let's go to the phones. That's gangster, dude.
So
It is gangster.
You actually know him?
Yeah, like it's been years ago, but yeah, a couple different events where I've been at. He's been there and got to interact with them.
I will say his guy's garage around here, where he sells just
yeah.
all of the fried food he found from Triple D in one app on DoorDash.
Oh, really?
Delicious. Yeah, it's very, very good.
I'm sure he's a nice guy if you're already famous, like winning a Super Bowl, AJ Hawk. He doesn't have to make you famous.
Nah, but he was having a night. It's a Kentucky Derby. Tell him, please, about the Kentucky Derby.
Come on,
dude.
lay off him, Nick.
Hey, thank you, AJ. That sounded very stern right there.
Wow.
Sounded very stern right there. You sounded like you genuinely meant that. Guy Fieri doesn't deserve this. Let's get some sports stuff. Giants are not expected to pick up Dan Jones' fifth-year option. Going into his fourth year, fourth different head coach and offensive system and everything like that. Is Dan Jones the guy for the future for the New York Football Giants? They said, well, let's find out. Right? Let's see if Daboll likes the guy. I mean, all accounts seem like he'll be able to make the same type of offense happen that he had with Josh Allen, although Josh Allen is now the gold standard, I think, of what people are going to look for. 6'6", very athletic, very smart, gets along with everybody on his team and works his ass off every single offseason to get better. Okay, let's get Josh Allen if we can. Maybe Daboll sees a lot of similarities in Daniel Dimes, but he said we're going to find out after at least 1 year here. We're going to take the tractor another round here before we decide to take it another round. You know what I mean, AJ?
It has to be kind of awkward, though, if you're the starting quarterback and they drafted you. I know this coach didn't draft him, but the front office did, and they don't pick up your option. Like, they're trying to say, hey, prove it to me. Prove that you can do this? What is it?
This front office, I don't think drafted him.
Joe Shane.
New GM.
Oh, yeah. New regime. You're right. Either way. All right. Then that makes it a little easier for Daniel Jones to be like, okay, these guys have not seen me up close and personal. I need to prove it to them. Maybe it adds a little chip to his shoulder as well.
And also, Danny Dimes needs to know he's potentially fucked.
Yeah.
It's like naturally because a different regime and a different coach drafted you. Like, that's business, you know? Whenever the Colts,
he has to light it up.
Yeah, he does. And this is such a different situation because I'm not the quarterback. But when the Colts' new regime came in, it was on my contract year. Great. By the way, that's very, very good. They did not necessarily love what I was about. I don't think my Twitter account, anything about me, basically. And I was told, like, hey, you're going to learn how to directional punt because we already have 5 other guys that are going to learn how to do that. And we're okay moving on. We did not draft you or whatever. It's like, all right. That was my first day meeting, special teams coordinator. I was like, this is great. I'm happy to be here, man. Fucking pumped. And then I had to learn how directional punt is ultimately good for my career. But those are the types of things like, hey, they want to see if you can adjust to their system. Why would they invest long term? I understand. Business, it makes sense. In business, it makes sense, AJ.
Yeah, they want to have, obviously they want success, but it makes them look even better if they have success with people they brought in that weren't already there when they got there.
Much better. Oh my God, these are my guys. I'll remember what they were, and then we brought this entire thing. If you're looking strictly just to build your own ego and not a good team, go ahead.
Well, and this will be his 3rd head coach in 4 years. Like, not picking up the option, does that help him as like a trade value? Just because they have like the 2 top 10 picks in this year's draft, still a few quarterbacks who might be on the move. Like, if it was him, Saquon 2 first, and for like Russell Wilson, maybe next year's first too. Is that appealing at all with Dan Jones or no?
Met Saquon right at Super Bowl.
Yeah. Right.
Sounds like he's all the way back, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's ready to be all the way back, but who knows what's going to happen. Who did we talk to that said when they got injured, they had to Edge. Edgerrin James said that once he got injured, he had to figure out the game. He said because naturally he was just fucking kill. By the way, I think he got rookie. I think Edge had a lot of success early.
Oh, yeah.
He came in, won Rookie of the Year, did his whole thing. Then he tore his ACL, and he's like, I had to learn, what everybody was doing. I feel like that's where Saquon is, right? That's what it felt like when we were talking to Saquon. Now, Edge was able to apply it and become Hall of Famer, and it's all nice to know that. But I think he's at least acknowledging, hey, I'm a different player now than I was, even though he's still young. If Saquon can still go, and Danny Dimes is there, and a couple picks, maybe that will be something that Schneider over there in Seattle says, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Now, granted, Seahawks fans are not going to be happy to hear that.
No.
I don't want
You
to
think?
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I'm just telling you what everybody fucking talks about all the time. It's
Yeah.
possible. Sounds like that is going to happen. Sounds like that's going to be possible. Going to be feasible. Carl Wentz is going to be able to move, allegedly.
Yep.
Going to Pittsburgh.
Nope.
Yeah.
Feels
No,
definitely
Done deal,
There
pretty
was a
much.
report today that
Is he taking
they're,
number 7?
They're targeting Jameis and Trubisky.
Really?
Mitch.
Let's go to last chance cues, shall we? Last chance cues. So let's go around here. Shout out to Dirty for the incredible graphic.
Shout out JB.
Shout out to JB, who was on Last Chance University, but he did not create the series, but he was the best part of the entire series.
He made the series what it is.
I think
Buddy Stevens.
Buddy Stevens was
Buddy started.
To be clear, never saw Buddy Stevens, only saw JB. Only saw 4 episodes in which JB was a part of.
Yep.
That is all I've seen. But I do understand that it's last chance cues here. Jimmy G on the move or not?
Yeah.
Shefty says maybe, maybe not. Marcus Mariota, free agent. How you doing? Keep it moving. Maybe he ends up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tyrod Taylor, also a free agent. Then you talk about Teddy Bridgewater, also a free agent. Mitchell Trubisky, free agent. Jacoby Brissett, free agent. Cam Newton, who knows what he's playing? It sounded like he was alluding to retirement. He's a free agent. Drew Lock, you assume, is on the move potentially if they don't want him as a quarterback. Maybe he's in Pittsburgh. Sam Darnold, they picked up his 5th year. Seems like they're moving on. Gardner Minshew still wants to play. Saw him and Flint talk about it. There's a lot of players at the quarterback position who might benefit greatly from this quarterback drought coming out of this draft class, allegedly. And these are all guys I think that teams are, might end up settling on and being like, yeah, let's fucking kick the tires and go another round here.
Couldn't we see Marcus Mariota become a starter again?
Yes. I thought he was going to get traded to be a starter to the Colts, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought he was potentially coming to the Colts to be a starter after that Las Vegas Raiders Thursday Night Football game, the one that Derek Carr tore his groin out of his body.
Sniped.
And then came back the next time. Mariota made some plays. I think people are going to be interested in him. Jameis Winston as well. I mean, if you're a team that needs a quarterback, which is a lot of teams right now, and by the way, a lot of teams means any quarterback or any team that didn't make the Super Bowl. It feels like that is kind of what the conversation. If they didn't go deep into the playoffs and they didn't pay their guy, let's assume they're maybe moving on for the next quarterback. Jameis Winston might be a guy who's running again. First time since October. He's running on the treadmill. I think they have a lot of weight off of him while he's running. It seems like he is running probably like 50% weight or whatever. He's doing drills. Maybe Jimmy comes in there and wins the spot. How about Trubisky after getting out of Nagy's umbrella? Maybe he gets in there and wins some games.
What about Jimmy G? Like they said, basically, I mean, we talked about it earlier that he basically said goodbye to San Francisco, but then they said they might not get rid of him. Like, do you think that there's a good chance that one of these guys towards the bottom there, like Bridgewater or something, will go and back up Trey Lance? Or like, are they going to bring in any of these guys if Jimmy G's not there?
Man, I have no idea what they're going to do in San Francisco. What do you think they're going to do in San Francisco? He was gone. Then Schefter, who's pretty plugged in, right? Most places we assume, goes, I'm not 100% sure he's gone. It's like, whoa. Is that because they didn't know what was out there whenever they initially said it was over and he gave his goodbye speech? I just wonder about a lot of that. That was a big-time play before the draft for us to be asking that question right now, I think, AJ.
Well, Jimmy, if they're not sure if Jimmy's going to be gone or not, is that strictly because they're not sure on Trey Lance and what they have in him and he may need some more time?
That's what Schefter said.
Yeah, Schefter basically said that, yeah. But didn't they know that 2 weeks beforehand when Jimmy G was doing all his goodbyes and everything like that? It's been fun, guys. And then there was an entire, we have agreed with Jimmy on finding a proper trading home and everything like that.
And if their plan was to get rid of him after last year, like they mentioned right after the draft, then why would you get a guy who potentially isn't going to be ready for 3 years?
By the way, Jimmy G is beloved. Jimmy G is beloved by his teammates wherever he goes, and he'll handle this with dignity because how's your family?
Of course. Can I ask you, besides Jimmy G, because he's been to a Super Bowl and he's led his team and stuff like that, which guy on that list, if the Colts do move on from Wentz and you can't get Aaron and you can't get Russ and whatever, is there a guy on that list that you would be most excited about as a fan?
Mariota, I think.
Really?
I think so. He said no Jimmy G, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mariota I'd be most pumped about because he can run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got Jonathan Taylor back there. All right, we got an offensive line here. We get a quarterback that, runs and doesn't kill himself. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But I think we also need a weapon, too. A lot of people talking about free agency stuff, and I saw Orlovsky put out his top 5 moves that he would like to see made before the NFL season. Godwin to Green Bay is what he would like to see. The Colts need some weapons as well. There's obviously everybody focuses on the quarterbacks. There's a lot of vets that are up. A lot of them coming out of Tampa, obviously, but there's a lot of vets out there. Devontae Adams, who knows what's going to happen there? Everybody's thinking it's a franchise tag. J.C. Jackson, that's becoming a lot of noise.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people talking about him wanting money up there with Jalen and them. He's probably going to get franchise tagged, is what everybody thinks?
100%.
100% going to get there. Jesse Bates III, playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Stud.
Playmaker.
Yeah.
Ball hawk.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's going to want him. Armstead, Mike Williams, Jensen, Godwin. Well, everybody's going to want Godwin.
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody's going to want Godwin.
Off the ACL, does that, will he go cheaper? Or
That's interesting. I don't know. I was thinking about that as well because being injured, especially with something that serious, normally people would shy away. But I think Godwin is like pretty highly respected by everybody in the NFL, AJ.
Absolutely. He seems to be one of those guys, but projected contract at 4 years, $70 million. You got to have some space if you want to bring him in.
Yeah, but you know how that shit go.
Back in.
Yeah.
You know how that shit goes.
Chandler Jones, that's a big one out there too.
Chandler Jones is huge. Remember, he had a beef with the Arizona Cardinals last offseason. And then
during camp, didn't he? Did he have one of those sit-ins for a little bit?
I think he didn't show.
I don't know.
Let's pull out those binoculars that Dirty put up on the top there and try to look into that whole thing. I don't know if he. I think
he had a sit-in. He was still at practice when the whole thing was going on.
Man, that's an interesting situation. Good sit-in. Well, the new CBA, it has to happen. Von Miller, he's up. Oh man,
bring him back to the Rams.
Stephon Gilmore, Allen Robinson, Aaron Donald. When he was drunk, he said he's coming back.
Yep.
He could do that if he wanted to. Feels like he's so good at football. Von Miller had to help out so much to Aaron Donald as well, and that entire Leonard Floyd and that whole defense. If they can somehow bring everybody back like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were able to do, and not have a situation where somebody ends up retiring at the end of that, the Rams and yet that NFC, it's just them staring down Green Bay inevitably. It seems like
kind of, yeah. I mean,
depending upon what Aaron says.
True.
Right.
True.
And also if Jimmy G, like the 49ers have kind of been in the conversation too, but if Jimmy G leaves, their roster is good, but I don't think you're as confident in them, especially in that division, as you would be the Rams.
Yeah, the NFC West is tough. And what's going on with Kyler Murray?
Right.
Who knows what's going on with Kyler? That's wild.
Seattle too.
It's wild.
Because Seattle could easily come back next year and have 12 wins just because of how good Russell Wilson is, and if he doesn't get hurt,
and if he's on the team,
they have cap space.
I mean, Saquon, Danny Dimes out there.
Yeah.
Up there in
Saquon did say, remember though, Saquon said when he was out there with us at the Super Bowl that they lost a lot of games they could have won, like very close games. He said, I know it doesn't sound like it, but we're a lot closer than people think.
And he started talking about the roster, about all the players that are very good. And it's like, all right, I like what he's saying. That's what a good teammate would say. But as somebody that hasn't paid close enough attention to the Giants, because the Giants fucking stink, I can't verify if that's right or not.
Well, by all accounts, Daboll, is an unbelievable coach. And when AJ said that, it just reminded me when they went off sides against the Commanders last season on the last play in that field goal. So I guess there were a few games that they should have won that they didn't.
We are Commanders. Bum, 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 bum.
I don't want to go against Saquon and what he said on the show because he's a good guy. But they lost their last games by 11, 16, 15, 14, 26, and 15.
Yeah, but there's a couple plays.
They're running QB sneaks out there tonight.
There's a couple
Ball
plays.
bouncing your way once or twice. It was ridiculous.
How about this, though? This has the 49ers right now at the 4 spot. Does that mean Jimmy G stays?
That would assume.
Yeah, that was.
Because I don't think that was always that way, was it?
I think they're preparing, right? They have to prepare this was like last year whenever they were trying to odds the Packers and if he was coming back or not in Broncos. Like the sports books are just trying to save their asses, it feels like. Niners at plus 13. Niners incredible. That locker room, that roster. I mean, it's just top of my head. You think, George Kittle's on that team.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel's on that team.
Yep.
That
Elijah
defense
Mitchell.
is fucking stacked.
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams is pulling in motion. He's going in motion. That team is stacked. Whoever gets to play quarterback there is in a great spot. The Indianapolis Colts go to plus 2,600. All right.
Wow. Look at that. They should keep Carl. Keep him around.
They should.
You think they should be up that high, Pat?
Up that high. What are you even talking
Colts,
about?
Cardinals, Patriots have.
What are you even talking about,
worse
dude?
odds than the Colts.
Cardinals fucking have the same agent for their quarterback and their head coach, and the agent just said, pay us $250 million. Okay, they got problems over there. The fact that we're that close with the Cardinals, I'm not thrilled about. All right? I'm not thrilled about that at all. Patriots, no bull. Mac Jones, 1 year?
Oh, come
okay.
on.
1 year.
You know.
We got 7 Pro Bowlers. None of those asterisks Pro Bowlers either, Connor.
Yeah, except you don't have the most important position on the field, which is quarterback. Unfortunately,
What, you guys want to trade Mac Jones, Carson Wentz straight up?
I wouldn't trade Mac Jones for anything.
Aw.
That's right.
What happens when Mac Jones, his agent, puts out a letter?
Yeah, he wouldn't do that. He's a blue collar guy. He would never.
Oh,
talk
Kyler
shit
Murray's
like
not blue collar. You don't
Well,
think
it
he
doesn't
works
sound
hard?
like it? Doesn't sound like
No,
it, does
he
it?
plays video games.
Yeah, and he's always good at everything.
Face Clan.
Hey. Also, check this out. I saw this the other day. That's their thing because it makes an F.
This is their thing? I thought this was their thing. Who lied to me?
I saw them doing photos like this.
Doing this?
pretty
German.
sick.
That's not.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
think mine
It's
was cool.
like an
I don't
F.
think that one looks like that.
That looks more like an F there too.
I'm just telling
Capital.
you. Just telling you what they're doing.
I think this is actually silent. We didn't. I love you and then F. What's going on, dude?
Yours looks like an F.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Right
like
there.
Face Clan.
Hey.
You're saying they're doing that right there?
Yeah, I saw it in a photo when they were doing that 7-on-7 with Brett Favre and Mike Vick.
Wow. It's crazy,
See,
dude.
I don't know.
So
what
is he on
yours-
salary from FaZe Clan?
Yeah, everybody. You get
50
fucking signing bonuses.
Him,
dude.
Bronny, Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is on FaZe Clan?
I think so.
Can I join? How do I get on the team?
You got to be fucking good.
Yeah.
At what game?
Any of them.
Any of
You don't
them.
just get
Okay.
handouts on FaZe Clan,
You're not
dude.
good at games.
What do you even know? By the way, I think we're building like an esports team back at the high school.
Ooh.
High school. I'm very
Whoa.
excited for that. I'm very excited for that. I think Plum, the body types in Plum and the humans in Plum, I think there is good chance. What? I think
What are you saying?
there ain't no left tackles coming out of Plum. You know what I mean? There ain't no.
Sure.
Our basketball team is crafty, but I think as soon as it was to get to like high level, they're going to get
Great fundamentals.
dunked and swatted on.
Sure.
But I think esports is a place where really, I think back to my brother and they were fucking very good. If they actually had a chance to focus on that, it's like maybe they are, especially in the video game world that we're at.
Yeah, plus Pittsburgh's been looking for an esports team for a while.
They got one. The Knights actually fucking look into it, dude.
Oh, the Knights.
Yeah, pal. I've already looked into the entire thing. It's not
They're
FaZe
good.
Clan yet. It's not FaZe Clan
Sure.
yet. But the Knights are in town. Wait till you see the Plum Mustangs on the sticks, cuz.
Oh,
I think they're also getting computers from the bill that I saw.
really?
Comps.
Those are not cheap.
Hey,
Really?
you don't cut corners whenever it's potential futures on the line. That's what it's all about.
That's what they say.
AJ, anything to say to the Sirius XM listeners before we get out of here before tomorrow?
Monday, Mad Dog will have a lot of juice, and I think you guys should really enjoy listening to him.
That was great, AJ. See you all in 21 hours. That was really good, AJ.
Yeah.
AJ, that was super good, dude.
You know not to come to me then with 10 seconds to go.
It was 15. It was 15, dude.
But I don't know how much. Maybe 3 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. I have no idea.
Yeah, but you know how many words you can fit into a 15-second period? I think that's what I've learned from WWE and this show.
A lot.
Whenever you're at the beginning of your potential talking to microphone career, and they're like, you have 5 seconds. You're like, all right, see ya. It's like, well, you still got 4 seconds. There's a lot of words that you can get in there. And you had a good 14 there, right?
Oh, yeah, that was a perfect run.
Oh my gosh. You could have done an entire
Let's go, AJ.
told an entire story, I think, there. But I didn't give you enough time. That's on me. I should give you a little bit of prep.
Maybe next time.
Probably not. Every time you don't do it.
Hey, so you're having Vince McMahon come on Thursday, and from what I hear, you and him are going to launch a program. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what the internet's saying. The internet's saying that we're going to get into a full fight for WrestleMania.
Oh,
So you're going to fight there in studio?
I think so. I believe that's what the internet was telling me. Yeah.
That's why you're not taking those gloves off.
Well, I mean, maybe Vince McMahon. I'm fucking go.
Oh, fist
I don't
of
know
home.
if that's necessarily the best mindset going into a conversation with somebody though.
Yeah.
No.
Like I don't know.
I'm gonna knock this guy's fucking teeth out.
Yeah, got to be ready.
If this fucking guy stands, the internet knows a lot more than me. If this guy stands up, I'm not gonna let him get away like that little rat bastard did.
Right.
way.
Plus, everyone's
that fuck.
Vince has seen you beat that little dude up who did that in here once before. It's not going to happen again.
Kick his head off.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I did lose those matches, but if it wasn't for those matches, I'd be undefeated still.
Yeah,
That's
you got
right.
screwed in both
Bullshit,
those.
too.
Yeah.
People forget.
Yeah.
Broke your foot.
And one of the other one, the team let you down.
Yeah.
Well, I did kick out.
You're lucky you
did.
didn't break your spine, though.
I did kick out. I will let. It wasn't just my team that let me down in some of that match.
Yeah. It's everybody.
When I was standing up real high, I feel like everybody kind of let me down. But welcome to the biz. All right. I guess I'm flat backing off the top of a cage. Here we go. This should be awesome. Ah!
T2.
Why don't you fight Shane O'Mac? Isn't that out there too?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could be I was mind blown when I got on the internet and was learning some things about me just out of nowhere. It was, and I led off the show with this almost, that I've come up through Twitter. Twitter is how this whole thing started. So my activity on Twitter, I'm very active on there. I'm reading on there. I do a lot on there. It's how I keep up to date with everything. I feel like I learn a lot on there. By far the best app. But I mean, YouTube's been very nice to us.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to YouTube, obviously.
Thank you, YouTube.
But Twitter, different. It's a different thing. Twitter is just, Twitter, I feel like will be there forever. I mean, they tried their best to fuck it up, but Twitter will always be there. And I've always been on it. I love it. I do my entire thing. And now we've gotten to the point on Twitter where I just see people just saying shit about me. It's like, oh, do I answer every single thing that gets said about me now at this point? I don't know. It's an interesting world. It's an interesting world I'm in right now.
It's going to be tough. It might be a bit time consuming for you.
Yeah, but I do live on my phone. I just don't like when people, just like Aaron's supposed to come on tomorrow and tell us what he's doing. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Is that what's taking place? I don't know. The internet told me it was happening.
Yeah, he's going to look real bad if he doesn't, so now he kind of has to.
You think that's what the internet does?
Sometimes.
I wonder that about a lot of things,
Yeah.
Kind of put you in a corner.
Exactly.
Make you make a decision.
Yeah, decide. And there are two decisions, but there's only one right one.
One right now, yeah. Because the way everybody's.
Exactly.
It's
Two
kind of
paths.
I guess it's kind of how the world is, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about, AJ?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
You wouldn't get it.
Oh.
You're right.
I got to get to the double.
The double flip?
I got to get very comfortable with the double. I was trying to do it earlier. I forget who was on talking about something.
I think it was Shams.
Yeah. Shams was on earlier, and I was trying to get the double. If I could figure that out, that'd be great. Oh.
There it is.
There you go.
Oh, I think I snagged it, huh? Triple? I don't know. A little triple dipple in there. Oh, it's backwards. See that? It's backwards.
We got to erase what you just wrote.
You meant to, though.
Yeah.
Nah, well, I kind of said right beforehand that I didn't. So I should have just kept it quiet. That could have been like a new trick shot. Oh, 2.5. Whatever. Hey, hell of a day. I got to go find out what's up with my dog.
Yeah, man. Hope she's doing all right.
I hope so, too, man. There's been some different texts that I've received throughout the day. It's been tough. This show has been a great exit and an escape for me. I appreciate it so much. I'm going to head back into the real world here. I can't wait to listen to Hammer. Dahn. Gumpy won 38-12 and 2 this weekend. Gambling.
Look at you, Gump.
Hell yeah.
Congrats to you.
Hell
Gumpy.
yeah.
Woo!
I mean, that's just a lot of picks. That's a lot of picks to be put out there.
Green.
52 picks on a weekend.
Volume shooter. Always have been, always will be.
Also streaky, though.
Yeah, very. That'll happen.
If you're a volume shooter and you're streaky and you're hot, keep it going.
Fill out the wave,
Get
my
the guy
friend.
the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to hear it. About 15 minutes. We'll see you manana, AJ. Thank you for joining us today, man. I know you're very busy in vacations and stuff.
Hey, thank you guys. Good to be here. Cannot wait for tomorrow. Hopefully, the internet bullies Aaron on to come on the show again.
I hope so, yeah. Everybody let him know.
Sweet.
Yeah, tweet him.
I'm about to have a very interesting afternoon, very real, and I want to thank everybody for allowing this to be my job because I'm very, very fortunate for it. See you in about 21 hours or so. Goodbye. I love you all. Bye.